dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Building, welcome into the show, the Braylon Edwards Show, to be exact, on this beautiful Tuesday. If you're an NBA fan, it's a Super Bowl type of day for
Happy
you.
Darko Day!
The NBA draft is today. Your Detroit Pistons picking 21st on the board. We'll talk about all the moves. Are they moving up? Are they moving back? Are they trading that pick? We'll get into that.
What you gonna do, Braylon?
What you gonna do when WrestleMania runs wild on you? As I say, what's up to my host? What's up, co-host Anson Wells?
I just can't wait to get out of here, enjoy some loom, and get myself some Hypnotic and hummus for the draft, baby.
You were talking about that before. Like, that sounds like a Henry Ford call. Hypnotic and hummus?
Well, we were laughing because
Hypnotic and Hennessy, maybe.
there's an empty restaurant. I don't know whether they're about to open or they closed down, but I'm like, pizza and wine bar? How do these go together? And then we debated, and they guys made some sense. You said the margarita stone pizza with a Merlot or something. And I said, why not some Hypnotic and hummus?
You know, I'll pass on Hypnotic and hummus. You know, that sounds like the bubble guts. But I will say this.
It really does.
100% does. Sweet Potato Cam as he's in the show today. But in New York, we went to a lot of these day parties on Saturdays in the summertime and before the season started. And yeah, they would have like the flatbread, they would have the margarita pizzas or the huge pie slices, and they would have these huge ass bottles of champagne and rosé and all this type of thing.
You remember when Hypnotic hit?
100%.
Was that 03?
It hit like Buster Douglas did.
Oh my goodness. Speaking of pizza that hits.
Well, at least in that one fight.
Right. Oh, yeah, right.
At least in the one fight when he got the title. After that, you know, Buster was kind of like, what else is there to do?
That's right. Speaking of pizza that hits, shout out our friends.
There you go.
And our guy Juan from Buddy's hooked it up. Listen, they don't just have pizza. They brought in the pasta and the wings, which we've been begging for. They brought it all in today. We're going to tell you how to save 20% off your order a little later today, but get yourself some Buddies, man.
If you're going to do it, you better do it right. And the right way to do it is Buddies, the original Detroit-style pizza.
Buddies in the draft? Come on.
What's going on, JS? I see you over there working hard, working diligent, getting everything back on track. There's a little bit of a shutdown in the beginning, but you're making your way through.
Oh yeah, I'm doing all good, baby. I gotta, shout out to Dylan Larkin, continues to keep himself in the news cycle. So got a great Woodward Wings episode after this, but I'm excited for the NBA draft tonight. I can't lie. I mean, this is an exciting draft. There's a lot of ways that this could go for the Pistons. So lots to talk about today. Going to be a great show. Just happy to be here.
Yeah, 1,000%. Give me a little preview on that Dylan Larkin talk. Not now. Just give us a little bit of a preview a little bit later on. We'll get into that. But first, this is where I want to start the show. Let's say what's up to the chat, man. I appreciate you guys. KG, always a pleasure to see you, man. KG. You know what KG is, man. You know him well. Something happened to me at the gym, man. I'm a little pissed off. I'm a little taken back.
Somebody not wiped down the machines?
No. It's not that. Look, the gym is no judgment. It's squeaky clean.
And it is squeaky clean, right?
Somebody tried to steal from me.
What?
I'm too nice. I'm too trusting. I'm the same guy. I don't necessarily lock my car. I will now because I told you the secret. I keep my key in the car. I don't lock the car. I throw my bag in the locker. Don't necessarily lock the locker. I keep my wallet on me. But, this is me. So I go to the gym today, work out, do my thing, work my uncle out. Shout out to Reggie. He got it in. He'll probably be a little sore tomorrow. Left my AirPods on the shelf next to the mirror in the bathroom before you get to the sauna. Left them there. Left my wheel and my jump rope underneath. Walked out of there, completely forgot.
You do be leaving stuff.
Yeah, this is true. But I know where I leave my stuff because I came back to that stuff.
That is true.
So I go to, I'll go to an establishment. They're not a sponsor, so I won't mention their name, to get myself a juice for the morning. Realized I didn't have them. Went back to the gym. Went back to that spot. The ab wheel was still there. The jump rope was still there, but there were no AirPods. So now I'm trying to use the app. I'm trying to use the Find My AirPod stuff or use the Find app, and no service, of course. So no service, and walk around in the spots. I asked the front desk, I said, have you guys, anybody turned in a pair of AirPods in 10 minutes? Because I just left. There's nothing there. I go back and walking, and then the app starts to work. And then the distance gets shorter and shorter and shorter. Busted. Now I'm in range of the sound. Now I hit sound. Now I hear the beeper. Now I see, wait, I wasn't in this row. I wasn't in this locker. Open up the locker. There's a hoodie. There's a pair of pants. There's some busted ass shoes, and there were my AirPods sitting in the locker, but no lock on it. So at first I said, you know what?
Oh, come on!
I'm serious. I'm dead ass serious. This person was dead ass wrong. Like, I'm like, maybe they were gonna take him after the workout and go turn him in. Well, that's BS.
No.
Because you're gonna take him and turn him in right away.
They didn't take your jump rope.
They didn't take
to
the jump
turn
rope.
in later.
They didn't. So I was just taken back. Thank God. Found the AirPods. They both were in there. Everything's good. I got them in my pocket. But I'm too nice and too trusting.
You had a sketchy location?
No, I was in Farmington Hills.
Farmington Hills?
No, I want no sketchy locations. Farmington Hills. I will say this thing. The same thing happened about this time 22 years ago at the same place that I was at. I forgot somebody stole my cell phone, me being too trusting.
So that's the deal.
That's my fault.
You know, and the thing is like,
You've
never been a thief, have you?
Who's still stealing shit?
But you've never been a thief, right?
Who's stealing? At the gym, in the sun. God.
The thing is if you're not a thief, if you've never been a thief, you don't anticipate being stolen from.
I stole a pack of basketball cards when I was 13 years old.
Did you get anything?
I got caught. I got an ass whooping.
Did you get a good card? Was it worth it?
No, because I didn't get to keep the cards.
There was no good cards in 93.
Yeah, and I got put on punishment for the whole summer. So that was like my one time, figured out, didn't like it, and so no, I don't steal. I
stole some gum when I was like 8, and I got all excited and told my parents when we got back in the car. They marched my ass back in there, made me tell the clerk what I did.
I'm not stealing. I think we talked about
never
this
again
on the
after
show.
that.
You ever stole anything, Justin?
Yeah, I mean,
stolen some hearts.
Yeah, I've definitely stolen some hearts in my day.
Okay, play up.
Look at that beard and that hair, those golden locks like Samson over there.
All right.
All right.
You made me lose my train of thought, Anson.
Are you blushing over there?
That hockey
anyway,
that handsome blush.
Made a man blush.
Anyway, I had a very similar story to Anson. Like, I stole gum when I was a little kid, and I didn't tell my parents, though. I don't know why you do that. That's some snitch shit.
I know it's snitch.
I did get away with it, but, like, at what cost? Like, it was so stupid. But, no. I mean, not anymore.
Did you eat all of those pieces and just cry each
yeah,
piece?
no. I turned myself into the police. I went to juvie where they lined me up, and the clerk was like, "Oh, it was that kid who stole it." The whole 9 yards.
I need to hear a Cam thief story because it just doesn't seem like it ever happened.
Cam ain't no thief, man.
It goes back in the day, though. My dad called me. We're in the drugstore. He's like, "What's that crackling in the back there?"
First of all, not to cut you off, this is how I know it was back in the day, because like no one calls it the drugstore anymore.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's just CVS or
you got Perry's.
Well,
you got Perry's.
No,
Justin, do you know what Perry's is?
Arbor Drugs.
Shout out Mendel's.
Perry's is
Ann
what
Arbor.
Rite Aid used to be.
That's correct.
Way back.
Yeah.
Anyways, Dad's like, "What's that cracking back there?" "Oh no, I'm taking you right back in. You're letting them know you took this out without paying for it."
Yeah.
Da. Learn my lesson.
Good work, Papa Cam.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, my mom wasn't too happy, man.
No.
She wasn't too happy because the lady at Target came over there and was like, "Hey," because they didn't grab me and then hold me and wait for her. It was one of those situations where like they let me be in the store. So like I had what I had. They let me be in the store, and I'm like, I'm out and reconvene with my mom, and she's walking out. Once I got right before
Heart pounding.
Before you walk out. They came and said, "Excuse me, ma'am, sir, we need to talk to you guys in the back room." I was like, "You mother!" So you could have let a guy get out the building. But anyway, speaking of getting out of the building, what's Detroit's plan today?
I don't know.
What's the Pistons' plan for today?
Somebody wants to know in the chat, and Michael Wary with that first super chat. Good afternoon, fellas.
What's
do you
up,
feel
Mike?
the Pistons will trade up or stand pat? And who do you see them getting, Mr. Wary? We got a whole lot of that for you today.
Yeah, we got a whole lot of show on that. What is the move? Because I'm interesting. When's the last time? That's how we'll phrase this opening topic. When's the last time there's been excitement like this about a Pistons draft?
Darko Day.
2003.
I can't think of. Well, I mean, listen, we had the number 1 pick with Cade.
But that was like 1 or 2 players. So like the excitement was to a minimum. It's like, are you going Jalen or are you going Cade?
Yeah, it was really just a debate, but it was exciting because what was it? Jimmy King's or Jalen Rose's father last time we had the number 1 pick.
Jimmy Walker.
70s. So that was exciting. You look at some of these other early picks where you're hoping you get a chance to get Wemby. Honestly, the lottery has been more exciting in this town over the last 10 years, which has been a disappointment all but the Cade season, than the actual draft has. Picking at 4 and 5 in lighter drafts it just hasn't been exciting.
JS 21, but a lot of movement potentially happened in this draft. Like, is this excitement level, is it the most we've seen in a very long time? And why?
I think the excitement level is because of the variety of moves that they can make. They could trade for a veteran with their pick. They could trade up. They could trade down. And we're going to get into all that. And that's why I'm so excited about today's show, is because you genuinely don't know what they're going to do. Even in Trajan's press conference last week, he didn't even tip his hand at all. Like, yeah, he said he was going to try to move up, but I think everyone got the inkling that we were going to move up at some point and try to, get the player that is going to, like, this is one of the deepest drafts that what I've heard since 2003. And I personally don't know if you really can make that a claim.
It is. We'll see. But
we'll see. Hindsight's always 20/20.
Yes,
Paper, it looks absolutely fantastic. Looks like it's up there. And that's why when you're picking 21, you should have an opportunity to get a guy who is at least a top 7 rotational piece for you, who is playing big minutes down the stretch in the next couple years for this team to help Cade be able to have some lower contracted players to help him win.
Bilal, I see you excited a little bit. I see you looking over there. Tell me, as we say, what's up to you? Excited for this draft. What element of this draft has you excited? Because the excitement, I ain't going to lie, I don't know if it's a nice day outside, but that excitement's in the air.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm most excited for right now is the capital we have to actually potentially move and get a superstar on the team. And obviously I know this is a pretty deep draft, and I wouldn't even be mad if we just sat there at 21 and picked whoever was best available on the board, obviously for a position of need. But at the same time, there are so many players that are just rumored to be floating around there, especially in trade talks, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see some movement going around and us moving some pieces. But I definitely think we are going to be drafting a player. That's most likely the most realistic scenario. But then again, there are a lot of big names kind of floating around there, and we actually have a chance to kind of go all in and put the chips forward. So that's what I'm most excited about, actually.
And speaking of those chips falling, the big domino drop last night, Giannis, we'll talk about that. I do think that was what everyone was waiting for to happen in advance of the draft. I do believe we'll see some movement, whether it's the Pistons or not, we don't know. Dante, 151, spending $5 to drop a fun fact on us here.
It hit the ears a little different when you said 151 versus 151.
151, baby.
Dante 151. Okay, go ahead.
I did say 151.
I was like, huh?
So 151.
There we go.
If they do indeed make the selection, this will be the first time the Pistons have ever selected at 21, which is a fun fact.
That is pretty crazy, actually.
Yeah, but there's a lot to talk about today. There will be movement. I don't know if the Pistons actually make a move, but they could go up, they could go down, they could stand pat, and they could not pick at all and land a guy that they know what he's worth in the end.
That's what I want.
Okay. Here's the fun fact before we go to break and really get this show started, rocking and rolling, all this teasing. I know you guys are wanting. Here's the little tease, and we're going to get into the show. A fun fact is the Tigers won again yesterday.
Tigers win again.
The New York Yankees.
Nope.
Roll.
Don't start, Braylon. Don't start it.
I just wanted to say it. I just wanted to troll a little bit.
Don't make me believe.
You got to troll B-Lad. He sold him out before the weekend.
I just want to troll
I
a
still
little
have
bit
him sold
because
out.
Garrett Cole was on the mound last night. Garrett Cole got rocked.
Yeah, he did. Sometimes the bats like to come out every once in a while over here in Detroit.
Bats come out at night.
We're thinking nothing though, right, Jay? This is a nothing burger. It was just a win. It's 4 in a row, but it's a nothing burger.
We got to keep stacking them.
Yeah.
It's a start, but if you really want to get back into this thing, it's going to take a lot more than 4 wins. I mean, we are still
6.5.
6.5 games back out. I mean, it's going to take essentially a 8-game winning streak to get back into this thing.
I'll tell you
at some
what.
Point.
If they sweep these boys and they take 3 out of 4 against Houston, then
now
we
we're
can talk.
talking.
Then we can
back
talk.
in.
Yeah.
B-Lad's
I
back
still haven't written off after the Angel series.
All right.
That's the first time I chalked it up.
Sounds like I'll be tapping in with you guys on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Sounds
Maybe hopefully I'm dead ass wrong.
Someday we'll come back to this conversation. All right, time to get into this NBA conversation because it is draft day and everybody here is excited. So let's get a message in from Founders, and we'll come back and we'll talk about this show because we're jumping up at the bit.
I have a feeling you guys might be getting your pizza tonight, and we're going to tell you later how to save 20% off on that. You know what you pair it with. It's not wine, all right? It's all-day IPA from Founders. balanced, citrusy, refreshing, 4.7% alcohol by volume as well. That's important because it's going to pace you while it also tastes great. We're talking about the king of IPAs celebrating its 15-year anniversary. So get out tonight before the draft, grab yourself a sixer of all-day IPA from Founders, but make sure when you grab it that you drink it responsibly.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
You know how some things are so good they should be world famous, but they're not? Our house-made vinaigrette is one of those things. And the antipasto salad, we drizzle it over. Same with our hand-battered chicken tenders. Original recipe soups and pasta sauces. It's almost as if our original, world-famous Detroit-style pizza is mocking them. And that's not very nice.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Hey guys, you want to change your life? Mortgage Pros, they have got the path for you to change it, all right? You guys saw us out there a few weeks ago. We were out at their 4th annual block party for all their employees. Hundreds of people out there. Amazing company culture. The vibes were amazing. It was an awesome party. But this company is helping people change not only their lives, but their families' lives. Talking 6 figures and purpose, inspiration. Find them at mtgopros.com, or you give them a call at 248-416-1361. They're right in Troy, center to everything in Metro Detroit. If you're ready to change your life, then you need to make the call to Mortgage Pros today.
Make that call to Mortgage Pros today, and we are back. Second segment of the show, Braylon Edwards Show here on Woodward Sports 2.0. You see he's excited, and he's excited because today is the NBA draft. We've been talking a lot about this day, how we got to this day, what was going to happen, what will we pick up before this day, and what will we draft on this. Anson, the day is here. But before we get to the Pistons, you teased it, so let's get to it. Giannis Antetokounmpo, NBA champ in 2022, now a member of the Miami Heat. What does this do? What does this move do when you hear it? First thoughts when you heard the trade be finalized, because we've known for a very long time he's going to the Heat. Now that it's finalized, now that you see what the impact is, what does this do for you and the league?
I remember OKC did a trade like this.
There it is.
All right. We all know the trade to the Clippers. They got one Shai Gilgeous-Alexander back, but they also got a whole boatload of picks. This is the same thing. Now,
the Bucks won.
Do I see? I think so too. Now, I don't see the SGA prospect here.
Right.
You're getting Jaquez, who's an all-around guy, very solid player. You're getting Tyler Herro, who can be your leading scorer next year, or a piece in another trade, which I anticipate them doing, if not before the season, by the trade deadline. This is his final year, okay? So they're not going to re-sign him. He is a chip that they will move at some point this season. You look at those draft picks. That's 4 first-rounders, guys. One of them was a swap, so it's not outright, but then you get a little more second-round capital. This doesn't make you a contender, but over the years, it gives you everything that you need to build that contender. And for what? A guy who's played 67 games only 2 times in the last 8 seasons. Now, if this guy goes to Boston, a team that's ready, that just won recently, love it. I don't think that Miami's that close. Listen,
facts.
3 of those guys on that list, along with Ware and the 2 others I mentioned prior, that's all that they had. And Spo always has them playing over their head. You get in Giannis, and it's just Giannis and who the hell else? It's Bam and him.
Yeah, it's literally just Bam.
I don't understand who is going to facilitate the ball to be able to get these guys in scoring spaces. I don't see it working out for them, even if he stays healthy.
I think sometimes, like, how we look at trades, how we view trades, we look at it through the lens of trying to win.
Yes.
Like, we look at it through the lens of trying to get a championship. Is this going to take us over the top to get Larry O'Brien, or be at the dance at the end, or contend with the Knicks, or whoever the hell you think is coming out east? The Detroit Pistons, excuse me, get that out there. But a lot of times people just look at it keeping butts in the seats. I think in this situation with Miami, they know what it is. Like, they know that they're not going to win not win their version of the Super Bowl, the NBA championship. This is the last gas. You get a guy like Giannis. They haven't had a star power player here since LeBron left. Now you get seats. Now you're selling. I think that's what that is. Like, they've got their championships. They've been to their championships. They just wanted to move that piece and get some excitement, some butts in the seats. They know they're not winning
17 years ago, we did the same damn thing in this town.
In Detroit?
Yes, sir.
Where was she?
Allen Iverson.
I'm tripping.
Allen Iverson, 2009.
And that's what that was.
You
at
trade
the time.
your captain, and now there isn't a Chauncey on this list.
Only difference is, like, Giannis is still at a level higher than what Allen Iverson was at that time. But
and to your point, you're absolutely right. But again, I think that you're absolutely right with this thing. They played over their heads for years, getting to the finals.
They got to
as
the
an
finals
8 seed
twice with Jimmy Butler as your best player.
Yeah, and one of them as an 8 seed. And they never
guess who they beat?
That's right.
They beat Giannis.
And they never went out and got that complimentary player to get them over the top. So now you're looking at some of these nice picks, like Hakas, great pick. Khalil Ware, sleeper, steal where they got him, you know? And instead of building around these guys, they need people in seats because there's no interest in Tyler Herro. There's no interest in Jaime Hakas. There's no interest on any player on that team outside of Bam Adebayo. This guy right here, Giannis, everybody just re-upped on their season.
Yeah, Justin, the way I look at this situation is, one, what it did was it just crossed 2 teams out of the East that you don't have to worry about.
Sir.
You don't have to worry about the Milwaukee Bucks. You don't have to worry about the Miami Heat. Realistically, that's what the trade does for me.
Yeah, I see that. I mean, I don't want to write them off. I do think that this deal is going to blow up in their face because of how much capital they gave up and when the capital is due. The capital is due when the Heat are going to be bad. Like, they're going to be that 20-30 pick swap.
Yeah.
The Bucks could be good by then, and the Heat could be bad.
Sir.
Like, that's 4 years down the line.
Agreed.
And Giannis is over 30. I love Giannis. Giannis is one of my favorite players in the entire league. What he did in his NBA Finals when he took that shit over and won his ring, that was one of the best basketball performances I've ever seen in my life.
Domination.
And he utterly dominated. He won them that Finals. I know that it's in the tank somewhere. I agree. If he would have went to Boston, it would have been so much better. It would have really unlocked him. I really think he's going there to end his career ringless. And I don't want to write him off for the rest of his career because obviously they can continue to play gymnastics. They can continue to manipulate the cap and make trades. But there's only so much you can do to truly build the depth that you need to win an NBA championship around. And I'd question that Miami's going to be able to do it. Is this the best thing to happen to the Pistons, though? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
it puts guys like – and as much as, I'm not the biggest fan of Norman Powell on the free agency market for a contract that could bring you a second scorer, yeah, that's nice. The fact that the Heat aren't going to have the depth the Pistons have for the next 4 years when they're trying to win a championship, that's going to be nice. The fact that the Bucks are going to be free-falling down to the bottom of the Eastern Conference for the next couple of years while the Pistons are ascending, that's great for me too. So on the Pistons end of thing, everything is working out great.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, I wasn't necessarily trying to poo-poo who Giannis Antetokounmpo is. Like, I love the player that you're talking about. And you're talking about that 22. That was 21. That was my first year at the network. So watching that live. And if you remember, he had the foot, he had the ankle. Was he even going to get out of the Eastern Conference Finals? So it definitely was a great performance. Nonetheless, he's a guy that Anson said. You look at the games that he's played. You look at the you look at the games that he's played in terms of being there. It's not going to be the same down in Miami because now it's all on him. It's going to be on him to perform for 82 games, to be the guy, to be the catalyst. And it's not like you're pairing with a guy that's a 1B. It's not like you're paired with a guy that's a strong 2. You're pairing with the guy in Bam Adebayo. I don't care about the 83 points. He is a 3 player on a star team, in my opinion. So that's what I feel about the Miami Heat.
And you said it, the Pistons, they're loving this because
hell yeah.
This trade, if it's Boston, the names that are up there are Derek White, some guys that you don't really care about, and a whole bunch of draft picks that would be at the end of the first round anyway. And now you're talking about another big three. You're talking about Giannis, Jalen, and Tatum. Thank you. Yeah. I do want to get to the super chats.
Like, this is legitimately. This would be Myles Garrett going to the Saints.
No, you know what? Somebody in the chat.
This would be Myles Garrett going to the Saints.
I like that. We actually do have an NFL comparison.
We do have an NFL
There is somebody that in the chat here that I got to throw it out. Hoof-hearted nailed it. Went right past me, man. Anson, isn't this a lot like Blake Griffin to Detroit? Might make the playoffs just to get clapped. And I think that you hit the nail on the head with that one.
Ooh, that's a really good one. I don't want to disrespect it. This is a really good one. I would just say, like, at no point in Blake Griffin's career has he ever been anything like Giannis.
I agree, and I hated that one. I never liked him in town. Michael Wary, $5 super chat. Here's a name to throw out there. Pistons could target Norman Powell, somebody that Justin brought up. Sources say that the Pistons indeed intend to add Powell. Thoughts?
Movement.
In fact, Powell.
There's a movement for you.
we have more on that we will get to, my friend. And then Obama Runts, 98 with the $10 super chat.
Ooh, that sounds like some good product.
Yes, it does. I like that crossover. That's a nice blend. Maybe that Loom should consider. The Detroit Pistons should trade our 21st round pick and Jalen Duren. Buckle up. To the Phoenix Suns for Devin Booker. Phoenix Suns don't have a single first-round pick whatsoever. He thinks they do it. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not doing that first and foremost.
100%. You get rid of your big guy, bring in Devin Booker as your two guard or point guard / two guard, and he's a $55 million a year guy. Like, nah, not at all.
No, you just can't find big men. And I know that he's not the stretch five that everyone wants in the NBA right now, but he's a 22-year-old NBA first-time All-Star. This isn't something you throw away, guys. Not for a 2-3, all right? Not for an overpaid 2-3.
Be-Lad, you mentioned when I brought that comment up, talking about this could be like Myles Garrett going to the Saints or a version of a team that you're not necessarily looking for. You're like, whew, I'm glad he went there. Make this trade make sense in NFL terms, if you will. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, it should be in there, Justin, the tweet right there down at the bottom. So there was a tweet that I saw earlier, and I thought this was pretty dang accurate. If you wanted to put this Giannis trade in NFL terms there for you. I believe it's not in front of me right now, but I believe it was Joe Burrow and Mike Gesicki for like all the draft picks that the Bengals had, and
the Bengals actually win for once.
Who are they trading with?
The Steelers.
Okay.
Steelers get their quarterback.
They get
Drew Aller, you get Joey Porter Jr. 3. Okay.
DK Metcalf, 3 first-round picks, 1 second-round pick, and 1 conditional first-rounder.
Like for Joe Burrow and Mike Gesicki, is that?
That is correct. That is. I thought that was pretty accurate.
Bengals winning the ring because Drew Aller.
Because Joe Burrow kind of had this similar thing where his availability was a little bit questionable, even though when he was out on the court or out in the field like Giannis was on the court, he was elite.
Went to the Super Bowl.
Yes, and he's
healthy recently.
He's getting up there in age. Burrow is, believe it or not. I don't know what year this is for him, but his career ain't getting any longer unless he goes on a crazy Drew Brees type of run. But I thought it was most accurate NFL kind of like mashup trade I saw. So
that's not bad.
Pretty interesting.
I would say this. I would say it's like Russell Wilson going to the Denver Broncos.
Kind of feels like that, but I feel like Giannis is better in a way. Like I feel like for this trade in particular,
he's better for sure. But look at what Seattle got in return. Like Seattle was able to build this Super Bowl team,
which is true,
off
100%.
the backs of a lot of those moves,
100%.
and that's what the Bucks are essentially maybe able to put together, if you will.
And I think the Bucks chose the Miami Heat on purpose to keep the East open. Like if Giannis would have went to Boston, they obviously wouldn't have gotten all those players in return. Obviously, they wanted more depth. They would have gotten Jaylen Brown and probably a couple picks along with that, and maybe a couple players here and there, a couple role players. But this trade actually works out for the Pistons so well in that aspect too, that it's just wide open because the Heat are probably going to be 8 seed. Bucks are going to take a couple years to rebuild.
100%. You know who else is wide open? It's Planet Fitness. Where your fitness is essential. 24 hours. We never talk about that aspect, man. You can go in that gym any time of the day. And yes, I said any time, just like my auntie used to say back in the day. Planet Fitness, there's no judgment here. Home of the judgment-free zone. This is the gym you want to come to. Gym is clean, trainers on staff, and the vibes are right. I'm a vibe guy. And the vibes are definitely right at Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet, and that planet is Planet Fitness.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
It's game on at Art & Jake's. Wings, burgers, pizza, and ice-cold drinks served up with attention to detail. Wall-to-wall TVs, great service, and a vibe that keeps your crew coming back. Art & Jake's, a sports bar setting with a fine dining flavor.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Coming real soon, guys. You know, I neglect.
I don't know about that one.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon. Listen, every time I do the buzz read, I talk about us being your plug, about saving you guys that 30%.
If you know, you know type comment.
Yeah, you see the WSN 30 as well as the QR code. You know what I keep forgetting about? I keep forgetting about the buzzing, guys. These are amazing. We've been talking about them for a year now. You see them up there. They got some new flavors. Everybody at the network swears by
No
these.
one's addicted to it.
No, that's right.
No one's addicted.
That's right. I didn't say it this time. But listen, they just dropped a
Disclaimer.
bunch of these off. They didn't last long. These are the last 3 in the building. They're fantastic. They've got 40 locations all around Metro Detroit. And again, we're going to save you 30% off your next order. WSN30 when you hit loom.com or just scan that QR code. Or you can tell them in person, and those first 3 visits are going to hook you up with a whole bunch of free gear. So head on over to Loom.
I thought the comparison to the welcome back to the show, talking about the Pistons, talking about the draft, talking about all angles. Somebody compared this draft to the 2003 draft, which is next to the 1984 draft that features who are the best draft in the history of the NBA. I like the comparisons. I think the Big Four is a big element of it. You look at the top of the 4 board. You look at what the 4 was in 2003. They were the guys. You look at the top 4 in 2026. They were the guy. I think the generational hype around A.J. DeBonza, if you will, is similar. Nowhere near and deservedly so what LeBron was, but that generational hype was there as well. And then the archetypes. I think you look at when those players were coming in, you look at Chris Bosh, you look at D-Wade, you look at LeBron and Melo. They were the new archetypes of what the NBA was going to be. This draft class, you look at that top 8, if you will, they got the archetype of what the NBA is going to be moving forward, the positionless basketball. I think that's where the comparison hits for me.
I love that you bring that up because it was a big man-dominated league, whether it was Wilt, whether it was Chamberlain, whoever it was.
Kareem,
yes,
Moses, all of that.
And then you got MJ that comes along, right? And this changes the game. You see his clone in Kobe come along, and then you see the steroid super version. I'm not saying he's on steroids, but if you plugged in the super serum, the Captain America super serum into MJ and Kobe, you get LeBron, right?
May have happened,
Then Kevin Durant comes along, and you see a 6'11" guy that can do everything on the court. He can bring the ball up, he can defend, he can hit the 3, he can break you down and score at all 3 levels. And that also happened at the advent of this new era of information and social media. And so these kids now are being raised with these how-to programs on YouTube, these step drills, these AAUs, camps and teams that they're going to, and everything is trending further and further away from the basket to now where the face of the NBA is a 7'5" alien from another country that can hit from the logo. And what you're seeing now is all these kids that grew up watching that kind of basketball come to fruition. So it's not about these top 5 guys or 7 really in this draft because there are 7 guys. It's about the 15 to 25 guys that are in this draft. That you have your traditional Bennett Sturts type players, 6'4" point guard, shooting guards, but you have guys like DeBansta and other players all over the place that even if they're 6'4" or if they're 7 foot, I mean, look at what Amon-Ra brings to the game.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra 10, 15 years ago was a number 1 pick in every single damn draft out there. Right now, he might not be a top 10 guy. So what we're seeing is the end of this last evolution of what it is to be an NBA player. The next one is getting even bigger and even longer and even more 7 foot shooting from the logo, but you're seeing it all in this draft. And I'm telling you guys, this one's going to be like 03. It's deep.
Yeah, that alien. Too bad he couldn't hit from the logo in the fourth.
Stop shooting that shot, bro.
Too bad he couldn't hit from the logo in the fourth quarter. Look, you mentioned everything, and luckily for the Detroit Pistons, they don't need a player to do everything.
Correct.
They need a guy that can give you offense. They need a guy that can continue to keep spacing for Cade, and they need that same guy to be able to play defense. JS, coming to you. Who is that guy? Because we hear what the rumors are. Norman Powell, I know you got to take on what Norman Powell is and could be for the Pistons. Is this a move that the Pistons want to consider? Because everybody in the chat is talking about it. Everybody around the country is talking about it. Is that the new move?
Considering yes, making no.
Okay.
I personally don't think that Norman Powell fits this timeline of the Detroit Pistons. And he's not a guy, and I know he put up an all-star season this year, but I know he's not a guy who I look at him and I'm like, that's a number 2 option on a championship level team, because that's what you need. We have all, to most of the fan base, agreed that on a championship level team, Jalen Duren is a 3. He is a defensive monster. He's a rebounding machine in the paint, but he is not your third. He's your third score option. You need a second score option. Does Norman Powell truly, as a 2, get you to being championship level, on par with the Knicks, on par with the Cavs? I don't think he does. I think that he is a guy who's already 33, who you're gonna have. It's the same thing with Tobias Harris.
Yeah.
He's trying to maximize his final big contract in the NBA. As much as I'd like Norman Powell for 2 years until he's 35, he's going to want 3 or 4 years. And then at that point, I don't like the flexibility he gives you. I don't like the anchor he could be cap-wise. There are so many reasons why I don't like Norman Powell, where I just think that I would rather draft someone at 21 than trade. Well, and he's a UFA, so it's kind of doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. But in terms of people wanting to make this move and wanting to trade the pick, I would rather keep the pick than get Norman Powell in the offseason. I don't think that's the answer.
1,000%. You look very, very sure about that. I saw the same intensity before the show started. Talk about Norman Powell. You mentioned 21 last year, 21.7 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, if you will, and he was 47% from the three-point line. What say you about Norman Powell when you mix in the fact that he has that championship pedigree? He was on that Toronto team in 2018 with Kawhi Leonard. You saw what he was able to do after that. He's also played with Damian Lillard. He's played with some stars, so he understands how to play to a star. Let that star have his space. What say you, Anson Wells?
Norman Powell just turned 33, so to Justin's point, I think he wants a 3-year deal. You're looking at about $65 million, so call it $22 million a year.
Okay.
33, 34, and 35 is when you get him. Not the most exciting ages. He is older now. He did just put up his career year. Now, all last week, everybody was excited about Tyler Herro, right? For $10 more million.
He's still out there.
Well, and that is a deal. You see him on the board here. There's 5 names that have been associated with the Pistons lately. But when you look at Tyler Herro at $30 million with a 1-year deal that you have to trade to go and get. Tyler Herro's not as good of a defender as my man Norman Powell. Now, in terms of scoring, those guys, yes, I don't think that those are number 2 option on a championship team. Norman Powell is more of a 3-4. You are hoping that Duren is your 3. You still do have to land that too, but that maybe could end up being from this draft through a different trade. The fact is you don't have to trade for Norman Powell, and you can go out and just sign him. I think that if they did that, they don't have designs of him being the number 2. If they do, then I'm losing some faith in Trajan Langdon, because to Justin's point, a 33-year-old guy who just had his best career year at 32 is not a number 2 on a championship team.
I want to go out of order a little bit, man. I'm going to scratch this off. There's a name. 2 names actually came up today. One's Jaylen Brown, one's Ant-Man. Let's focus on the Jaylen Brown.
Wild talk here.
It's wild, but let's have the conversation. We'll get into the draft. We'll get into the position that is 21. We'll talk about that. I feel like we've been doing that a little bit in the last week or so. Let's get into the interesting talk. Jaylen Brown. Boston Celtics came out and basically said they want a first-round pick for him this year and some other stuff that may be feasible. Is this a feasible move for the Detroit Pistons, or is this fantasy talk we should need to stick More with the Jalen Powell stuff. I mean, the
you thought I wanted Trey Murphy, right? I do. But not as bad as I want this guy.
Is it the intelligence? Is it the NASA, the MIT?
This is my second favorite non-Piston right here, all right? The guy's the most intelligent athlete
I knew the intelligence
of all
coming.
time, all right? Of all time. Doesn't matter what the sport. It's that guy. Championship, right?
Yeah.
We saw him absolutely carry the Celtics
MVP
type season, no doubt. But also nearly a regular season MVP last year
season,
with what he did. This guy slides into your 2-3 spot, which allows Asar to play 2-3, whatever you want. You don't get the 3-4 type of player that Trey could be for you. This is a deal I make in a heartbeat.
What would you have to give up for Jaylen Brown?
So that's the question, because we did see that they say that they want to pick this year, and that would be our 21. A great pick in this draft, as we've already talked about during the show. Does it take 2 more? Does it take Ron Holland? Here.
Yep.
I'm not moving Duren. There's really about maybe 5 to 10 players in the NBA that I would trade Duren for, and none of those players on the market. Let's be real, all right? You can't replace a 22-year-old center, especially when you're in a market like Detroit. So let's just take that off the books. Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart, 3 picks. I don't care what they want. We're talking about Jaylen Brown. We're talking a guy at his peak of his game right now, a guy that understands how to win in the playoffs, a guy that has no problem being the number 2, in my opinion. I think he comes to Detroit, he's going to be the number 2 to Cade, and he'll only lift Cade's game up. I love Trey Murphy. This wild shit right here, Bray, I didn't even dare allow myself to think about. But as it's coming out today, man, if it's a real opportunity trade, you already know that's the guy you got to get.
Yeah, realistically, you look at Jaylen Brown and the things that he can do. Last year, he showed you the conversation of who's 1A, who's 1B. I think he showed you last year that they're 1A, they're 1A. If they're 1A, you bring Jaylen Brown in here, it can turn your team around in a matter of minutes, B-Lad.
Yeah, and I know Jaylen Brown also wants to be the number 1 guy, and I just saw the super chat, and it literally, whoever said that, Michael Weary, read my mind completely. But I would give up a lot of draft capital and players for Jaylen Brown 100%. I would give up at least 4 draft picks. You can take Beef Stew, you can take Ron Holland, you can take Tobias, you can take whoever you want. Sasser, it doesn't matter. The point I'm making is if you make that trade, you're automatically a finals contender.
Yeah.
Like, you pair him up with Cade Cunningham, you already have Asar Thompson and Jalen Duren. There's just no stopping that. The East is yours. And obviously, it is a little bit of a fantasy, and I don't see us having the track record of doing anything like this. But if I was the GM, if I was Trajan Langdon, I would have made that trade once that Giannis trade went through. Because now Jaylen Brown has a weird relationship, and he always kind of really had a weird relationship with the Boston Celtics management, thinking that they don't believe in him anymore. Well, last night kind of showed you that, like, they messed up, and now he's kind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to stay here. Like, I don't think he will. And if the Pistons really were about it and wanted to go sell it all for a ring, now is the time to do it, because we have the most assets we had in a very long time to actually make a big splash like this.
Yeah, realistically, as it relates to Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, like, there's a lot of insecure energy, but the Boston Celtics and how they run it in the front office, they allow that insecure energy to be there. They never have had conversation with them. They have never set them down. Hey, Jason, this is you. This is over here. They allow the media. They allow the conversation. They allow analysts and shows like us to placate their relationship and their situation. That won't be the case here. Now, this may be fool's gold. This may be fantasy. We know who team this is. And not only is it Cade Cunningham's team, he is mature. He is an adult. And I think when you look at J.B. Bickerstaff as well as Trajan Langdon, if somehow that was able to happen, you're looking at adults in this room. Even though they have a championship, I don't necessarily know the Boston Celtics are adults in that matter.
Yeah. That could be true for sure. But, things are always destined to change. You never know if he would come here and actually, be a refresh for him, new team, new fan base, new coaching staff. It could be good for the guy. And I know he's active on social media and he likes to talk and stuff like that. But at the same time, I feel like he would be a perfect fit here.
Yeah, he would be. Yeah, he'd be a
fantasy land, but hey, 100%. Man, Trajan, come on.
I mean,
just do it.
Listen, there's unrest there.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's going to be moved. I don't know why you would want to do that, but to everything that you just said, and to Michael Ware's super chat, we've seen it for sure that there's a struggle for control there between those two players. If you bring Jaylen Brown to Detroit, there's no question whose team it is. The way that the Boston Celtics were assembled, it left that door open, and that door was kicked open after Tatum's Achilles injury, and then you see Brown do that. So I have faith that if you go and get Jaylen Brown, now if you're the Clippers or somebody else, he's going to try there and be the lead. He knows this is Cade's team. He'd have no issue being number 2 here.
Yeah, I can see that 100%.
Man, a lot of draft talk, a lot of Pistons talk. Excited. This is an NBA
basketball
hoops
show.
type of day. I love that song.
It's draft day, baby.
It's draft day. But we also have some fun stuff too. When we come back, how about we switch gears for a second, or in the next hour, we'll do top 5 picks the Pistons have had, top worst picks replacements for the Detroit Pistons. Everybody is worrying about Darko Milicic and who you would have had. How about the other 4 players that you would remove? And we'll talk about that as well. But we'll get a message in from Black Rock Bar and Grill, which is a sizzle above the rest, and it's a top rock experience. We love the partnership so much. We will be partnering with them today. Come on out. Kool-Aid will be in the building, and so will Woodward Sports. It is the NBA draft party at Black Rock Bar and Grill, the one in Heartland. 8 o'clock it starts. The show is going to be live. We will be there. We tell you about the home of the steak on the stone all the time. Come get one of those steaks. Sizzle it to your perfection. The service is great. The people are real. And Woodward Sports 2.0 will be in the building. Pull on up to Heartland Black Rock Bar and Grill.
The next generation of Detroit sports media is here. Crunch Time is back on Woodward Sports. Join Jeff Iafrate and Booner Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Taking Detroit sports coverage to the next level with massive interviews, viral moments, and the best live reactions. Get ready, Detroit. The young guns are taking over. Crunch Time on Woodward Sports.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Talk about him all the time. The B-side and his team over the State's Title Agency, they just do things the right way. Over 20 years of experience, they know what the hell they're doing, and they will make sure you have what you're doing, what you want the right way. Whether you're buying a home, whether you're financing a home.
Baby, won't you come my way?
You got to come that way, and that way is the B-side. 20 years of experience, his expertise, his game, his family name. Look, he'll put his rep on it. He will make you happy. And it's about the simplicity. It's about the convenience. They will pull up on you. Late night closings, weekend closings, by appointment, of course. They want to make sure the experience for you is easy and it's simple. And that's why we partner with them. For all your title needs, come to Mr. Deeds. Right. Shout out. I actually like saying that.
I love it.
For all your title needs, call Mr. Deeds.
He knew what he was doing there.
It's like an 80s promo.
He's cooking.
It's like an 80s promo, man. What's going on in the chat, man? I know a lot of people are excited. I think there's a name. There it is. There's a name that keeps coming up. And it's Devin Booker. We know he was born in the great state of Michigan. We know there was an opportunity years ago, which we will get into next segment. But Devin Booker, the $55 million man, keep the name coming. What do you think?
Obama Runts is not letting it go. He got another $5 in here. He's 15 deep on Devin Booker.
Say loud.
What would you guys give up for Devin Booker? I feel like Devin Booker is the perfect fit to pair with Cade, providing the threes and elite defense. Listen, would love to have him. You're looking
Would
at...
you?
Yeah.
I mean, like on this team or on a different team?
No, I'd love to have him on this team.
Okay.
He plays good defense. He's your true 3 that can score at all 3 levels. You know,
3-2. He's not playing the 3.
No, okay, but he can play the 3, absolutely. All right.
Semantics.
So between him and Ausar, you've got your 2-3 taken care of. He's not going to hurt you defensively. He can absolutely smash the 3 ball, but he can score at all 3 levels. There is absolute desire on his part to be a Michigan man.
Yeah.
He almost came to state. He loves his.
You see shoe collab.
He loves his Motor
that
City
he got me
steel.
to buy. Got the old English D on.
That's right. He reps Detroit all the time. So there's a fit here. There's a charm for the fan base. Obviously, we wouldn't be talking about him if there wasn't. This is a 5 first-round pick, Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland type of deal. You're talking about my guy Ish. Got to party with him a lot at State. Shout out ATO. He made this purchase, and he committed to him, and he already made his first mistake and already moved him on, which is Durant. Kevin Durant. So this is a guy that I could see him move, but he's not going to move him for anything cheap because he's already lost. He's doubled down. He got to the finals, and then it's looked terrible in Phoenix. So that's his last chip. He's got to get everything for it. Would a Durant sign and trade do it? Yeah, absolutely. But I'm not doing that. Big men just don't happen, especially 22-year-old All-Pros.
Yeah, Devin Booker is one of those situations where it's like Carmelo Anthony. Like, Devin Booker went for the money. He went for what that was, and that's what he stuck with. He stuck in Phoenix with Matt Ishbia for that cash, and he's getting paid great money, and he does play. Like, he is. You see what he can do. You saw the U.S. game, et cetera. I mean, when he was playing in the Olympics, et cetera, you see what he can do. But I just don't know if you want to be on the hook for that type of tax bracket, if you will, at that position, Jay.
I don't see what type of fairyland we're living in with trading for Devin Booker. Guy who makes $63 million a year on top of Cade Cunningham, who already makes $50 million a year. You look at how the Knicks roster was built this year. They have one player that is above $50 million on their roster, and that is by design. That's why they're so deep. That's why they were able to suffocate.
And he took a pay cut, by the way.
Yes, he did. And so you think that you're going to be the first team to roll up to the club rocking $63 million with Devin Booker and $50 million on Cade Cunningham, and you're going to have the depth that is going to be able to win you an NBA championship?
You're not even talking about the extension to Durant and Ausar as well.
No, we're not. Well, you're probably giving up one of the two in this trade for Devin Booker, but still, you're already worried about the depth issues you have now when you were playing guys on rookie deals, and we're going to talk about paying more guys when look at what the Miami Heat have been stuck with in their cap hell because they can't figure out their contract situations. You need to have your books right. That is why it is so important to get this trade right, especially to Devin Booker, who Devin Booker at this point in his career, why would he leave? He's going to get an even bigger extension in 2 years when he stays again in Phoenix and gets the super max, because it only goes up apparently if you stay with your team in the current NBA alignment, and they're never going to be able to pay anyone good. They are a perennial purgatory playoff team who will sit at the 8th seed of the bottom of the Western Conference for the next 6 years with Devin Booker, because he's an icon there, and it's the opposite of the Dylan Larkin situation. Instead of being tired of losing, he's shutting up, he's enjoying being an icon of a city, and he's getting paid racks.
And there's a reason nobody is saying his name in trade rumors right now for everything that Justin just said.
Realistically, like, Justin did that. You see how he said on the books? He was talking about Booker. I was like, oh, yeah. I was just looking at the screen like, you go ahead, Justin. You do your thing. All right, here we go. Wrap it.
Crush that.
That's legitimately what I feel. Like, I don't want to be the guy just putting my name on the group project, but legitimately, that is 1,000% where we are.
I'd love to have him in our starting lineup. Yeah. But all of the capital you got to give up, and then all the money that doesn't work on the books, like he said. Great take there, Justin.
4 players, yay or nay. We'll go around the room. Player 1, Dante DiVincenzo. Is there anything there for you in terms of a trade?
In terms of a trade, it depends on what I got to give up, but I do like his grit. He lost his range last year. He kind of figured it out in the last couple of months. That's a guy that's a dead-eye shooter, understands how to play the game right. I do like DiVincenzo.
JS for you, Malik Monk.
For me, Malik Monk, I've always liked Malik Monk. I think he's a great 6th man. I think he's exactly what we need. I could also see him finding starting minutes, but he is a 2 that can get his own shot and score on all 3 levels. I would love Malik Monk.
All right, for you, B-Lad, Benedict Mathurin.
Yeah, same as Anson. It depends on what I'm giving up, but I honestly would probably pass on that.
Give that one to me because yes.
Coming back, Anson Wells, Benedict Mathurin.
Yes. Yes.
Talk about how your answer is so different than B-Last. What's your?
When he got the minutes this last year, when Hallie was out, he was the best player on the court for them.
Okay.
Period. All right. This is an Asar similar player with a far more mature offensive game, and he is desperate to prove it. I don't know what the Pacers did to screw up his ascension and his development, but they succeeded in screwing up his ascension and development. Benedict Mathurin is a guy that you can bring off of your bench as an absolute difference maker on both sides of the ball.
I mean, if we can get it for incredibly cheap, no doubt about it.
I think he is a cheap get.
Yeah, because from the team he just played on.
I can't keep forgetting the guy that Steve Kerr hated that was just traded to the Hawks.
Oh, what's his name? Not Looney, but
the African kid.
I know what you're talking about.
Kuminga.
There you go.
Jonathan Kuminga. Similar thing. Super cheap to get right now, I think. I think you can get him like you got Kuminga. I think the Benedict Mathurin can be had for cheap, I think, and he's a piece.
Gary Trent Jr., all three of you guys, last one.
Hell yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yes.
And there it is.
Yes.
Small price, great plug-and-play player.
Great plug and play. Okay. Yeah, that was a consensus around. Let's.
We haven't had a lot of consensus this morning.
Hell no. That's why
we've been all over the place this morning.
Sweet potato. Make it a clean sweep. Gary Trent Jr.
Hey.
One hundo.
He's like, who is Gary Trent? But yes.
100%. Let's do this. Let's take a quick commercial break now. We'll get back on track because I'm trying to figure out how I want to shift this conversation, shift this narrative.
We're having fun.
Yeah, no, we're having a lot of fun.
Chat's having fun.
What's the chat up to? Let's do that.
Michael Wary had one in there, and I'm sure we're going to get more when we get back, but this will clean them all up. $2.
Go ahead.
Love Jaylen Brown's game, but he won't be number one here. He would be a Robin. I think he'd be willing because I think he's not going to a place where he knows, hey, man, they're far away. He knows his team's close, and he knows that Cade is one of the 5 faces of the league at this point.
Okay.
It'd be like Prime Sonic and Knuckles, 1A, 1B. Simple as that.
Yeah. That was an interesting situation when you look at the Prime Sonic and Prime Knuckles because legitimately David Montgomery was brought here to be 1A.
Yes, he was.
As Jahmyr Gibbs was developing into what they were looking for. So how that ended in the rocky look, I think there's a lot more that I wish I could be a fly on the room to a conversation between Brad, David Montgomery, and Dan Campbell. Because I wonder what that was. Like everybody was just like, oh, David Montgomery, he blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what was the conversation to David Montgomery from 2022 or 23? He got here 23. What was the conversation 23 last year?
I mean, I know that was a hard conversation with him, 100%. I mean, you see how emotional Dan Campbell got on Hard Knocks when he was cutting players, and that was in the beginning stages. So, like, even with the players that have been solidified in the organization, I couldn't imagine how hard those conversations can get.
I knew they were gonna have a type of regime with players who were gonna love them. You talk about Hard Knocks. What was the wide receiver? And I'll give $5 for anybody that can remember his name. The wide receiver left here and went to the Giants. And when he got to Giants, all he did was talk about the line.
Galladay?
Excuse me. No, no, it wasn't him. I ain't talking about the 21 man. That's a catfish.
Mom almost got mad.
That's a catfish. Kenny
He is a catfish.
No,
he is a catfish.
I was talking about the guy. I think he was a practice squad player.
Yes, Khalil Pimpleton.
There you go, Pimpleton.
Yes.
I owe you $5.
CMU. CMU, baby.
I owe you $5.
He actually went and played for the CFL. He was on, I forgot what city it is, but the Red Blacks. And he was turning up over there, going crazy. I remember seeing
turning up on the Red Blacks.
Yep.
I definitely asked the right person.
Yeah.
You know what else I want to ask you?
What's that?
Tell me a little bit about Thrive.
Oh, yeah, I can 100% do that, Chad. Hold on 1 second here. And you know, me and the boys, we're all thrived up back here right now. We actually got the wintergreen today, not the peach, but the wintergreen. Gave it a new try, and I'll tell you what, it is absolutely punching right now. And it is time to upgrade your game as well with Thrive Energy Pouches. And this isn't Yo Daddy's Dip, Cam. It is tobacco-free, nicotine-free, and a mental powerhouse packing 300 milligrams of clean, smart caffeine. No jitters, no sugar crash, and zero bloating. Thrive can be found online at dipstop.com. Remember to use the promo code WSM for 50% off your entire order, and all exclusively at all Market Fresh and Market Square locations. Thrive, clean energy, zero distractions, and they just flip and work, y'all.
It's Mortgage's symbol of excellence, part of the very fabric of Mortgage Pros. The Blue Jacket, a symbol reserved for those that have separated themselves from the pack. Those who chose discipline over excuses, standards over shortcuts. At Mortgage Pros, greatness isn't given, it is earned.
Experience summer in Detroit with pro soccer at Keyworth Stadium. Every Detroit City FC match brings a new reason to show up early and stay late. Tickets available now at DebtCityFC.com.
Jameer Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
It is the Water Hazard. 15 years in the making by Founders Brewing Company, and you know how we feel about Founders. Well, they got it right. 5% vodka in the can, ABV 5%. 5% is all. It's citrusy, it's refreshing, and it's chill. And it goes better with the lemon slice. Gotta have that lemon slice. Nice summer drink.
It's good on the course.
Responsibly. Make sure you do it on the golf course, the back porch, or the patio. I meant to say last weekend, Father's Day could have been a great situation, but all summer, Water Hazard should be the drink for you. And we are back. Second hour, 3:01 on the dot. I tell you like this, man. This structure is, I like the structure of the show.
I think the chat appreciates it as well.
Kudos to everybody involved. And the chat's a part of that. I feel like the chat is tapped
Big
into
chat.
it. They've been on point. They have their engagement. They know when to chime in us, when to chime in with themselves. So shout out to the chat.
Chat likes 2.0, guys. We're loving you guys. We wouldn't be here without you. Please smash that like button. Keep the super chats coming in. And you know our deal. Please share the stream. We got an hour to do so.
All right, here we go. Let's have some fun. We'll shift back to the Detroit Pistons this year and what they're going to do with the pick in about 20 minutes or so. But who are the top 5 draft picks in Pistons history? Is it easy? Is everybody going to have the same 5, or is it different? If you a chat, give us your 5, let me know what you think, give us your why, etc., etc. Tell me why certain people should or should not be left off the list. Anson, I'll open up to you. Do we have graphics for everybody, or do we have 2?
Just you and Anson.
Okay, so then we'll do it you and I.
So we'll ask these guys if they push back on any of our selections.
I like how you're saying. You go first, we'll do your 5, talk about your 5. Or do we do your 5, my 5, and then do we do?
You
do yours and we'll push back.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's kind of hard to differ too much here. We don't have all of those draft picks that you could look at, like the Lakers or the Celtics, over the years. And my number 1's kind of shocking because I'm an Isaiah guy on everything. But when you get the greatest defender of all time with the 3rd pick in the 2nd round, number 27 overall at the time, because there was only 24 teams in the league, Dennis Rodman.
I don't have.
Got to be Dennis Rodman. There's no greater value, maybe, aside from a guy that was not drafted out of Virginia Union.
Was not alive.
And he wasn't here.
Got a chance to watch.
I don't have a problem with this. Also, too, he's 5 championships.
Yeah, overall impact.
When you're looking at it, like, this is just their draft pick.
Right.
It's not their career as the Detroit Pistons, because you look at it that way. 1 in 5.
Yeah, and value here as well. And that plays huge because, listen, you got Buck Williams and Mark Aguirre, and then you're sitting there, and obviously it's Isaiah. That's the pick, So Isaiah, best little man of all time, 2-time champion, absolutely willed the franchise to that.
Who are the other 2 in that conversation? Because you hear it all the time. Best little man.
Bob Cousy.
Hey, man, get out of here with that. Hey, Bob Cousy was elite. Don't get me wrong. But no.
Everybody loves to put Iverson in that category.
Take out your bias.
I can't. It's impossible for me to take that bice out.
It is hard. It's hard.
So hard for me.
All right.
I mean, he was our friend. You knew him like I knew him, man. Chauncey got done wrong. I don't want to go down the little man rabbit hole today, but it is a good one. Here's another little man, though.
I was waiting for
it. State, I believe, went 17 overall, 15, 17. Shares the same birthday as my father. Oh, he's got 3 rings here, Bray.
One is the GM.
That's right. And then the new guy, Cade Cunningham, probably will go down as the best Pistons of all time.
Mm-hmm.
But at the number 1 pick and no rings yet, still at 25 years old, it's hard for me to put him above 3 guys that total 10 championships, right? Now, this last one, I got a guy that I almost put in over Grant, and that would be Jalen Duren. Where you get him at 14 is a hell of a pick. But Grant was on his way to being the best player in the NBA, and you and I were talking about stats before the show. His 19-year body of work is quite impressive. In fact, I know he's not, but you could argue him being in the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the NBA Hall of Fame.
Grant Hill?
Yes, sir.
There's no argument there. Like, he won a national championship. If you're going to play that game.
I think it should be.
Yeah, there's no argument there.
Because remember, Naismith is the...
Isn't he? He's already in the NBA Hall of Fame. Yes.
Oh.
He is in that.
Is he?
He is.
I don't know.
I believe he is in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
He
Look
should
it up.
be.
I could
I'll
be
look
wrong.
it up. I'll look it up while you take us.
You know what? I've gotten better in life, though, as it relates to conversating with Anson doing the show, because a lot of times Anson goes, that was a Mike Tyson slip up. Right? Anthony Wells.
He was in 2018.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So
But
maybe first
when you
ballot,
made
second
that comment that you went to where they were drafted and the value versus what they did, like, ain't no way in hell I'm taking Jalen Duren over Grant Hill.
Oh no, but listen, what?
But what? What? We just had a whole conversation about him breaking
At
down
14,
the playoffs.
he was selected at 14. He's 22 years old. When it all is said and
Don't do
done,
that.
he might mean a hell of a lot more to the Pistons franchise,
Okay.
making him a better pick than Grant Hill. Granted, this guy did get us Chucky Adkins and somebody else.
Okay, I give you one more pushback before I get my list. Saying that Cade Cunningham is probably going to be the best Piston ever, I feel like that is negating who Isaiah Thomas is. And the reason why, and I'm not educating an Isaiah Thomas fan, one who knows much more about Zeke in that period than I do. I can be honest about that. But Isaiah Thomas beat Jordan, Bird, and Magic, and has 2 chips, and could have been 4, and did all of that within the space of 10
I will
years.
fight for that man to the last breath I
You
have.
got to do a
I'm
you got to do a
hoping Cade,
lot.
I need Cade to get 2 chips. I need Cade to end up with a 25 career scoring average with 9 and 6. And if that happens, he's the best Piston of all time. I mean, he was made and crafted out of God's lab to be the best Piston of all time. It's going to take everything he has and all the success he can muster to pass Isaiah. But the package is there.
Okay.
Pause.
I'm with that. Because I'll ask a question realistically. Who's the best Buck of all time? Is it Giannis?
Nope.
Is it Kareem, a.k.a. Lou Alcindor?
1 year, it's
Big
all
O?
it took, baby.
And that
all it
was
took.
and that was my point.
Yeah.
Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Right.
All right, here we go.
All right, Bray.
Let's throw mine up there and see what we got. Based on what I said, you already know why he's number 1. Like, he was number 1. Number 2 is your number 1. I don't think that's too bad. Joe D.
Oh, no.
You hit the nail on the head with all of those. I don't have to necessarily go back. Cade Cunningham, I believe, will be in the conversation with them on a deeper level. I believe there'll be a championship. I believe there'll be an MVP. None of these guys have MVPs. Defensive, but they don't have league MVPs. And I think that's where Cade can gain some ground, because I think that's in his future. Now, I took Grant Hill off the list because I had him on there and I took him off. I love Grant. In 95, he was the best player in the NBA, and he was ascending to be that. I give you that 1,000%. But Tayshaun Prince is Tayshaun Prince,
Number
man.
23 overall, right?
Tayshaun Prince is Tayshaun
like
Prince. Like Tayshaun Prince and what he did for the Detroit Pistons, his defensive prowess and offensive weapon when you need it, and just a guy, like, he was a version of Dennis Rodman, if you will. What do you need me to do tonight? What do you need me to be tonight?
What's my assignment?
Where do you need me to go tonight?
T-Mac still can't sleep over this man.
I'm telling you. And then on offense, like, he's a guy sleep at lefty.
Neither can Reggie Miller.
And he chased Reggie, the infamous block. So
I love this one.
This is an impact pick for me. I think the impact, like the Detroit Pistons wave of the going to work Pistons and the last championship we have, Tayshaun Prince is
never happens
so
without
much.
Him. Never happens
so much
without
a part
him.
of it.
And
that series is over without that block.
That's right. And when you
The
pick
block.
at one,
Excuse me.
That's right. You pick at 1, you pick at 3, you pick 2, like Darko, you're expecting impact. When you pick in 24, I believe he went 23 or 24, you're not expecting anything but
Tubby
maybe
Smith.
an 8th or 9th man in your rotation. And he wasn't even that for
Won in
most of the
college.
year until that first round deficit, 3-1, Pistons go down. They make the ultimate adjustment. I've told the story on occasion.
Just
I
like
had my
that.
birthday. I got to sit in my booth with
4-4.
Chauncey for over an hour, and I was drunk. I'd been working for like
Shocker.
a year, and I'm like, I would never ask about hoops. I'm like, Chauncey, it's my birthday. I'm drunk, man. I was like, can we talk hoops? He's like, yeah, I love hoops. Yeah. And I'm like, man, tell me something I don't know about the team. He's like, Tayshaun should be starting. And I told you,
Yeah, you did.
I wanted Frank Williams in that draft. I wasn't happy about this pick. I didn't know we were going to
Fighting
sign.
Illini.
Yeah, I didn't know we were going to sign Chauncey in the offseason. So obviously, in hindsight, it looked really, really nice. But he's like, he should be starting. And that was literally like 3, 4, well, maybe a month later, they're in that series. Next thing you know, I'm hearing Chauncey's words as I see this guy inserted in the lineup, Game 5, and he just shuts him down. I love this pick out of you, Bray.
I appreciate that, man. I dare to be different. Chat, let us know what you think about that. Switching gears, same type of topic, the opposite side of that. Who are 5 players, the 5, I don't like to say worst, but the 5 worst draft picks in the Pistons history? But here's the caveat. Shout out to my boy D-Mac, who, I got to tell you about the grind line a little bit later. Shout out to my boy D-Mac. Who are the players that you would have drafted instead of them? So, Anson, since you went first time, I'll swap.
Please.
I'll let you go last. I'll go first. 2003, you know what time it is, Darko Milicic. Now, we drafted Darko. You could have taken D-Wade. You could have taken Chris Bosh, but I'm going to go with Carmelo. I stay the course with Carmelo. The reason why I'm taking Carmelo, he went to college for a year, and what did he do? He turned up. He took a Syracuse team that wasn't necessarily built like that, fit like that, talked about like that, to the national championship and performed on a level that they're still talking about. And I think if he would have been here, you would get him to buy in on both sides of the court. I think Carmelo would have been a hell of a pick for the Pistons. So give me Melo instead of Darko. And Killian Hayes, which got a lot of people fired around this place. Give me not Tyrese Halliburton. Give me Tyrese Maxey instead of Killian Hayes.
I like that.
Give me Tyrese Maxey over. Well, yes, I'm not necessarily the biggest Halliburton fan, although I give him credit for how he
I
played.
just didn't know they were in the same class.
100%. And he was way back there. He's like 17 or 18.
Going down that like in as we get further and further, that
gets better
draft
and
class is unreal.
Yeah,
holy
it's
smokes.
like the sleeper. Man. So give me Maxey for Killian. Was it Rodney White in 2008? I want to say 2009. Guess who got drafted right behind him? He played for our Big 3 team last year. ISO Joe. Give me Joe Johnson.
Both picks on both sides of him, man. Paul Pierce in the front.
Shout out to the Arkansas Razorbacks. So give me Joe Johnson instead of Rodney White. Now, number 4, everybody knows about the guy from Arizona where you're like, damn it, why did we draft Stanley Johnson? You know who was in that draft?
Modern day.
$63 million. $63 million. That's what Justin just said. That's how much it would cost to pay that man. Devin Booker was in the same class as Stanley Johnson. Give me Book instead. And then Austin Day in 2008.
Vomit.
100%. You know who got drafted right behind him? He's got 3 rings right now. He's got a gold medal right now, and I still would love him if he played with the Detroit Pistons now, 35 years of age, 36. Drew Holiday. Give me Drew Holiday over Austin Day. So give me Melo, Maxey, Joe Johnson, Booker, and Drew Holiday.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
100%. There were some other bad Detroit Pistons picks, but these are the ones.
There are a couple.
You guys talk about it. I need a little more research time.
Luke Kennard, 2017. Luke Kennard.
Who would you take?
Number 12 draft pick.
Okay. Now, who would you take instead of Luke Kennard then?
Donovan Mitchell.
Ooh.
Crazy explosive. We saw what he did in the playoffs. We saw
that was the one I forgot about.
Handled.
Because us and the Knicks dropped the ball on that one.
Right.
Here we go, Bray. I got one for you
That's
too here.
Great call, sweet potato.
2011 first round pick, 8th overall, Brandon Knight. Bypassed on Kemba Walker, Klay Thompson, and Kawhi Leonard.
Ooh. Pistons, front office just.
That's pretty
we thought we were getting Kyrie that year, man, and then we just that ball didn't bounce for us well again.
And then you bring up Kyrie, legitimately Brandon Knight. You're trying to see what was going on. The Pistons tried to sell us on what he could be, and then what happened at the rookie skills challenge? Whoo, Kyrie introduces Brandon Knight to the floor.
And he got absolutely dunked on by Blake Griffin too. On at least I think it was Blake Griffin. It was some viral Vine back in the day.
Yeah,
it might have been. It was Lob City Blake Griffin too. I'm pretty
sure.
No,
it wasn't Blake Griffin. It was DeAndre Jordan.
It was DeAndre.
It was Jordan.
Good pull. Thank you.
It was DeAndre Jordan.
Yep. I'll never forget that video.
That was ugly.
Body. That was like
nasty.
the first ultimate poster I think I've ever witnessed in my life that I can remember. To be honest, it was a long time ago.
So.
Yeah, but that's what they did though. That Clippers team between Jordan and freaking Blake, they were embarrassing everybody.
They were,
and they definitely had it out for the Knicks.
They don't hoop like that anymore. I'll tell you that much.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
So I have two that.
Are you ready now?
Yeah, I have two that.
You ready, B?
Well, I needed a name. There was a name that I couldn't remember.
Okay.
I'm gonna work backwards. 2023.
2023. Okay.
Yep.
We got the Wells Hall Preacher, a.k.a. Jaden Ivey. Shout out all my Spartans. You know who I'm talking about up at Wells Hall. J-Dub at number 5, man.
Yeah.
Jalen Williams.
Your
at
boy.
number 5.
I knew he was going to find
Yeah,
it.
that's your boy.
Yeah, now he actually went
man.
one pick right after Duren, and I've heard many things from the Pistons camp that they will almost took Duren instead of Ivy.
I hate when front office and teams tell us that.
Well, but
because I feel like it's 10%.
No,
true.
but what they're saying is that they loved him so much. That's why they traded back in to get him at 14.
And I got you.
Yeah, so they were considering taking him instead of Ivy. So maybe if Ivy's not on the board, maybe they don't like Matherin or Sharp enough, and they reach for Duren, or they trade back. But that deal for me, J-Dub, you take him at 5 instead of Ivy. Look at this team, right? 1999. The Pistons
sophomore year
select at 54.
Oh,
Melvin
Gordon
Levitt
from Cincinnati.
You know who went at 57?
In 1999, Tony Parker. No, I'm joking.
He still holds us in his pocket. Manu Ginobili.
I had the right team. Damn, I had the right team.
So when I'm in San Antonio for Game 7, watching us blow a 7-point lead with 9 minutes left, I know that MFer could have been a Piston.
So
listen.
So you know what 2003 was then? 2003 was like, you know what? We won't do it again.
That's right. Well, and that's the thing.
2003, we won't do it again.
And that's the thing is we had the guy that supposedly was the best foreign scout at the time, but that's not true. Now, the one that's bothered me since I was a child, 1983, with the number 8 pick, the Detroit Pistons select career journeyman Antoine Carr.
Antoine Carr. I used to hate.
A few picks
is that
later,
Mad Dog?
and maybe 7-8 picks later, you could have gotten Phi Slamma Jammas, Clyde Drexler to pair.
Come on,
1 year later with one Isaiah Lord Thomas III. Let's talk about that backcourt, baby.
Come on.
It was 83. Zeke got drafted in 81, didn't he?
81, 82.
Yeah, because he's before Jordan. So
I mean, think about that. Imagine having those two guys paired for their career.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
They ended up fighting in the finals against each other.
They did.
1990, baby.
100%. Sorry for you, Clyde. 100%.
Still got his chip.
He did with Houston when he went down. He got 2 of them.
Yes, he did.
And back to back. He wouldn't have got that with Jordan. Like I love, and we'll go to commercial break and we'll switch, and we need to talk about these picks. That's what we're doing. That's what we're on. I hate the conversation when you hear the Houston Rockets tell these abysmal lies talking about, well, if Jordan still was playing in those 2 years, we would have beat him too. And the reason why we would have beat him is because we had this. Shut up. Jordan was in his prime. He came back and won 3 chips. Why wouldn't he have won those 2 in his prime?
Thank you.
Prime. How many times I gotta say it? His prime. That Houston Rockets team, it did exist in 91, 92. It did exist in 93, and they couldn't do it. His prime. I can't stand the people in Houston when they have that conversation.
Dude, 8 straight. All day.
1,000%. 1,000%.
And I hate saying that.
Yeah, it is what it is. But
we got to hear from Supreme
Lending? Tell me about a little bit about that, Anson.
From the supreme of the NBA to the supreme of lending, of course, we're talking about Chad and Chris. And it couldn't be a moment too soon because we are right at the beginning of home buying season. If you're looking for your first home, you're upgrading your home, maybe you're downsizing, or you want to get a new mortgage, get that 0% down payment plan, get a lower interest rate, save some on your home appraisal. We're going to do all of that for you with these guys. They are supreme. Make sure you mention us. They will save you that $500 off of your home appraisal. But call them now so that they can get you on the path to get the best interest rate, the best terms, the best program for you. They're supreme. They are Supreme Lending.
The Super Bowl parade in Detroit will be one for the record books. Detroit just does it different. Woodward Sports, your official Super Bowl or bust Lions network.
This is a hungry bear. This is Carl and Jeff. Carl isn't worried because he has focused energy to spare thanks to Thrive energy pouches. Jeff didn't use Thrive when Carl offered. The bear is happy about that.
Don't just survive, thrive.
Hunting season is almost here, Detroit, and your Lions are on the prowl. Make sure you're locked into Woodward Sports for all the Dan Campbell reactions, Jared Goff touchdowns, Amon-Ra first downs, Penny pancakes, Kirby picks, Gibbs big plays, and of course, Jack Fox's leg. Stay locked in on all your Lions coverage right here on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
I told you guys they were here earlier. They blessed us, not just with pizza.
They did. It was fire.
But the whole menu. Look at it, guys. The pizza's fire. They got all kinds of different styles. I think they brought the Detroiter in today. Listen, they've also got wings and pasta, salad. It is fire, and we want to save you 20%. All right. Whether you are getting an order tonight for the draft, we'll save you 20%, or whether you want to do a pizza party and you want to get it catered, we'll save you up to $200 if that's the case. Either way, it's the same code word, Woodward20, when you head to buddiespizza.com. 80 years they've been doing it. They created the best pizza in the world, the Detroit-style deep dish. You already know this. You're from Detroit. So make the call or hit them online, buddiespizza.com.
And in the words of the immortal Brandon Dan. And we back. There it is. I was just actually texting the chat, but I don't think I got a chance to send the chat.
I got a little something from the chat here. J-Rod Sayers says, Bray, and he paid $5 to do this.
Yeah.
I'm short a few guys for my softball team this Friday night.
So I would love to play in the softball league. I would love to play on your team this Friday, but I will be out of town. I'm headed out to Bandon Dunes in Bandon, Oregon to play the Bandon Dunes course, which
That's
I played
sick.
last year.
West Coast.
The coast, that course is sick. I got the opportunity to play last year. Shout out to Joey Harrington, former quarterback for
Blue Skies.
Yeah, 100%.
There's going to be plenty for that day.
It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm excited to get out
Is
there.
he just a super nice dude?
And it's cool, too, because, like, I love going out of town, you know, whatever. But, like, when you go out of town with your boys that you play ball with or you played against, the conversation, the energy, you just can't create it. You know what I'm saying?
So
all the
much,
time.
So he posted up
I'm
out
excited.
there. He didn't stay in Detroit. He went back home.
Nah, hell no. He's like Joey's like not even the mayor, not even the governor. He's like the president of Oregon.
I bet.
Because, obviously he's like one of the highest profile athletes to ever come out of Oregon.
Yeah.
Then he played at Oregon and right at the beginning of when Nike was taking off. So, like, he's the face. He had the whole billboard campaign for the Heisman in Times Square. And he goes third overall to the Lions and just did everything it was. And he went back planting roots, and he's been giving back. He's been doing things forever. Like, when I say he's the president of Oregon, like when you go out there with him in Oregon, it's like walking around. I was gonna say I don't think there's a comparable athlete. Maybe like Tarek Skubal before arbitration.
Hey, he didn't do what
maybe like Skubal before arbitration.
He didn't do what he was drafted to do, but I always liked the guy. He was, he was great for Detroit, despite the wins and losses.
Let me ask you this, and we'll get back on track right now. But when we look back at players drafted to the Lions from whenever up
as long
until
as they've been alive,
you know what, forever up until 2021. Like, can you give them passes, if you will? Like, I asked the same thing about the Cleveland Browns. Like, when you draft a quarterback to be the quarterback and then you don't give him any offensive line, like Jeff Backus is the best offensive line.
Everybody gets the pass but Stafford.
Like, see, now you're speaking like Stick. I can tell
he's not in the country. I gotta hold it down for my guy.
1,000%. Speaking of holding it down, hold it down for the chat. What's going on in the chat? I will be back in the chat. I'm getting my MacBook next week, so this will no longer be a prop. It'll actually be a working laptop, so I'll be able to be like, oh, okay, shout out to Crazy Clown.
J-Rod Sayers, another $5.
Just
Please
like
get a football signed by Joey Harrington to give us in the chat. He didn't say that. I said that.
I was about to say, that's no problem.
That was a good one,
Might be more. It might be worth more if it's a golf club.
I'm gonna try and find out. I'm gonna get you a card because I want something for my own collection.
Yeah.
But we will see what we can do for you guys.
Last year there were 3 Heisman Trophies winners there.
Get out of here!
Like it's a different aura.
Eddie George? You said
Gino Toretta?
Who else was there?
No, it was Kajana Carter, Penn State.
Yep.
It was Eric Crouch, Nebraska, and it was one more. Archie Griffin was there, Ohio State.
Crouch is a high-level Cleveland Browns alumni too, right?
No, Crouch got drafted by he got drafted by the Packers to then not even play quarterback, and then he never played for him. He wouldn't play it overseas.
Was there a Couch that I'm thinking of?
Yes, Tim Couch.
That's
Tim Couch out of University of Kentucky. He was their first draft pick when they came back.
With those guys,
same year.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was like there were.
It's so weird how some years there's guys with just the same name.
It's like 99 and 2000.
Was it Jordan Cameron and Cameron Jordan?
There you go, Cameron Jordan. Shout out. This is a guy that the Lions still may potentially go after.
There you go.
Not talking about the Pistons. Excuse me. Not talking about the Lions. Talking about the Pistons. The draft.
Let's bring you back there, Dante. 151. To clarify, he says the one person he wants so badly is Derek White. This is a guy that's been bandied about a little bit.
I love Derek White. You're talking about another guy with Olympic experience, championship experience. He plays both ways, and can shoot. When I say shoot, he shoot mid range.
Hella smart
as well.
too.
He's a smart player. He's elite. What would you have to give up to get it?
It seems like he's kind of, even though they're pushing Jaylen Brown out, he seems like the guy they'd be willing to move for the cheapest. I don't know those terms. It might only be 2 picks. Maybe if you could get 21 and Beef Stew to get Derek White back. I don't want to move Beef Stew, but I don't think you can get it done with Ron Holland. We know that Boston does have a crush on Beef Stew. That's a deal that if they're just bandying him about, like they're ready to move on, I don't know why you would be. He's still young.
Let me ask you this question, JS, and then we'll get back to the pick. With a player like Derek White, when I watch his game, I'm always like, is it Derek White is as good and efficient because that's what he is, or is Derek White good and efficient because everybody is worried about Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum? So you're literally just operating in your own space. And then you had Drew Holiday. So sometimes he can disguise himself as a 4 on the team and crush.
Yeah, I get that, but I think that he could be a 3 or a 4, but that's what you're going to ask him to do if you bring him here. You're not going to ask him to be your 2. Like, you're still going to have to make another move.
He's going to be your point.
Yeah, he's is he though?
Yeah, you're going to run the point between him and Cade. It's going to allow Cade to operate off ball as well as bring the rock up.
Yeah,
he's only 6'4".
It's a slow game though, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not going to consider him the point guard though. Like that's Cade. Cade is the point guard. Like Cade is going to be the primary ball handler. Derek White will be a complement to that. It will help the offense go when Cade is not, he needs to be off ball sometimes, and also he needs to be out of the game. But that still doesn't solve your second scorer option. Derek White, yeah, he can get his own shot, but that's not what he's known for. He's more of a spot-up shooter. Excuse me.
Okay, got you.
I personally, I don't know. I don't think that he could be a 2 on a championship team. That was what the end goal has to be. That is what we need to acquire. It either has to be Jalen Duren who's the 2, or it has to be someone else.
And you want, ideally, we agree on this, Justin. You want Duren to be your 3.
Yes.
And these Norman Powell, Derek White scenarios are cute if you're putting him as your 4th scorer. And you're not including Sarr, who's part of your core, who's untouchable in any of those top 4. So who's your number 2? You bring in Derek White, it's not him. So, yeah, like Jaylen Brown, those Trey Murphy, the pie in the sky stuff, there's your 2.
All right, I feel like we've teased this legitimately the whole show. What's the move? Is the move moving up? Is the move moving on from that pick to add and to equate another already vested veteran? Because it's not to move back. Like, we can just cancel that. It's nothing else to talk about as it relates to that. Why would you move back in this NBA draft today? Are you moving up, or are you packaging the pick to bring in somebody else? Those are the only 2 options, Anson. I start with you. Because, no more dancing anymore. So we've been dancing about this topic for, the last month and a half. Today is the day. What movie was that? Today is the day you're going to kick in. Friday after next.
If I got to bet my left leg on it so that I'm not walking around on one leg, I don't see them making a move. The Jaylen Brown trade, I don't think it's going to happen that quick. The Trey Murphy trade, I don't think they're willing to do. I think the small secondary moves don't come from this number 21 pick. I don't believe they move up unless they really love slides. I think they make this selection at 21. I'm going to go back. I'm not going to deviate. I'm going to stay on the same line that I did with Blake Miller. Abuka Okori is a Detroit Piston tomorrow morning.
And I got a name. Yes, out of you. You've been talking about him for a very long time, and you got the name right there.
Yeah, I'm actually hearing a couple of rumors. The Stein group is starting to say that there's a lot of connection between him and the Pistons. Okay. We've heard him with the Pistons with Bennett Sturtz, a guy that fills some needs for this team, but
it just feels like a Pistons pick.
Well,
he also feels like an older pick, like 2020 till
he feels like a
year.
Tigers pick. All right, he feels like a Tiger, an Illich pick, if you will. And I'm hoping that the Pistons don't make that move. I don't mind him, but I want something that shakes things up, that strikes fear into other teams. And Okori is that. This is a guy that comes in and gets major minutes off the bench right away and is your absolute backup guard. We don't have to worry about going back and forth from Mr. Jenkins, bad game to good game to bad game to good game. You get a guy that could end up flourishing into a stud in this league.
You've been talking about him for a very long time, which means you've been watching his game and you watched where the Pistons were at before the Pistons were locked into the number 1 seed. You were already thinking about him. Like, what is it that you saw in him where you were like, it's this? Like, give me a play or give me like the mode that you've seen, because you've talked about him so much. There's something there.
Well, and it's a great question, because when you look at some of these names that are bandied about, like Norman Powell and Harrow and some of these guys, they can kind of create their own shot. Great wide open 3-point shooters, but that's the limit of things. Okori can bring the ball up and has an unbelievable handle, maybe the best handle coming out of college. His bag in terms of getting
There's to the where you at?
I mean, he can hit the mid-range, he can hit the three, he can hit the logo, and he can get to the rack. Not only a big-time layup package, but the guy will shit out on you. Like, he can play above the rim. He's only 6'1", 6'2", only 185. He will develop more. But when I look at him, I see John Morant. This is another guy that kind of didn't go that high because of his size, but you saw the dynamics, I don't know if that's a word, of what he did in college. And then he just did it from day one at the NBA level. An absence of fear, which is what Okori at Stanford has had when you watch him. There are very few players that ever come out that have the skill set that this kid does. I want him in a Pistons uniform, because it's one thing to get a guy that can score from the perimeter, and that's all we're focused on ever since we lost Beasley. This guy would be the fastest guy on the court for the Pistons, a Jaden Ivey, if you will, but again, can score at all three levels.
Are you that high on Abuka Okori, JS? And then with that being said, are they moving up or are they moving on?
I'm not as high as Anson, I would say, on Okori. I mean, Anson.
Are you talking loom or are you talking about? I'm just joking.
Well, it seems like he's busting out his Johns for Okori. I can't lie, and I won't be that
Take
excited.
them both out.
But I see the potential with Okori. I think Phylon is the attractive option. I like the shot creating that he has. And he plays up tempo. I think he's got a real future of being a true spark plug. Like, talking about someone who can go get their own shot when they need to get their own shot, and that's what Phylon can do for you. So I think that with the range we're at, I think that's who we're going to take. I do think we're going to stay and pick or move up. I don't think we're going to trade for an established asset. If we do, we're going to move up a couple slots to take our guy, who could be, I mean, there's a lot of great players that fit the needs of this roster. I also like the kid Graves out of Santa Clara, who's a stretch 4. I think he fits in nice to what we're trying to get as well. So I think there's a lot of great options out there for this pick, which makes us take the pick instead of trading it for an established star, because you could trade picks in later years that are first rounders to get picks or to get players that are established, rather than trade it out of a generationally deep draft.
Yeah, I would agree with the pick at 21. I think they're going to stay there. I don't think they're going to move up. I wanted them to move up. I thought there was some magic going to potentially happen. I was hoping that this was going to be a Yak situation or a Don Moore. I don't think you can get that high to get a day, and then I just don't think you want to move up that high to get Yaxel Linderborg as well. Like, you would hope that would fall to you per se, and I don't think Morez Johnson is necessarily the player that you want for this particular Pistons team. You talked about it yesterday. You talked about Bennett Sturtz. I think this has also been mentioned on Crunch Time, if you will. Bennett Bennett Sturts, I think, is the pick for the Detroit Pistons. I think this is what they like. They like the responsibleness. They like the 4-year. They like the stability. It's almost like a Brad Holmes type of pick. You know what you're getting when you get this guy in. It's not a guy that you're drafting for potential, and you're hoping that you arrive at that destination. This is a guy that you know and can shoot the lights out, add that professionalism, and he can be put where you need him to be. I think Bennett Sturts will be the pick for the Pistons.
So we don't have a whole lot of picks for Trajan Langdon to go on.
Yeah, not at 21.
Yeah, his first pick, a guy out of the G League. G League Ignites, Ron Holland, a guy that you don't really know, that is a boomer bust, high ceiling guy, not a guy that had a lot of production in college. Then you go and you look at Chaz Lanier, our pick out of the second round last year. This is a 4-year player, a guy that can shoot the lights out, a guy that's supposed to come in with poise and maturism.
Maturism.
And then so when I'm looking at some of the names, when you talk about a Bennett Sturts, that follows the ladder model. When you look at an Okori, that's a little more high ceiling. Isaiah Evans is a name that we've talked about a whole lot of times. He's starting to slip. If he gets to 21 and the Pistons don't take him, I'd kind of be shocked. Another name that I do like is Malik Thomas out of Arkansas. This is another 6'4" guy. Also can shoot the lights out and score from anywhere. Unlike Sturts, though, this guy's an athlete. It also translates to the defensive side of the ball. He gets himself in trouble at times, seeking out steals, much like a young Asar. And there are times where he can kind of become unfocused, a little unglued, and turn the ball over, kind of be a little haphazard in his play. You bring him to a team where he's not having to handle the ball all the time, that it's Cade, and he can kind of do that swapperoo where he's handling the rock as well as number 2. That's a guy that I could see developing into a starter for this team as soon as year 2. So another name to be mindful of.
Okay, another name to be mindful of, if you will. I feel like there's only a couple names at that particular pick in 21, and you're just hoping somebody falls. You're hoping that there's a conversation, or you're hoping that somebody last minute, a team is like, I don't know about the Isaiah Evans guy. I don't know about Okori. I don't know about Cam. And you're hoping that's how you acquire.
I got a name.
You stay with the names. You always have a name, and that player for you falling would be?
Kareem Lopez.
Oh, you talking about him yesterday, right?
We did talk about him yesterday. Now, listen, Isaiah Evans, what I'm seeing on boards over the last 24 hours is him falling into the 20s. I don't believe Lopez would be there. If both are there and I'm the GM, I have a real tough decision. Kareem Lopez, again, is a guy that you don't have a lot of understanding of, but his film is tremendous. That's a guy that can come in and just be that guy that gets picked in the late teens or the 20s where you're like, how the hell did we miss him? How the hell did Desmond Bain go 30? This is the type of player that Kareem Lopez is.
I feel like in the NFL, I feel like on draft day, you have trades, you have moves that happen before the draft happens, you have moves that happen during the draft, and then you definitely have the moves that happen after the draft. Are the Pistons looking to make a move in the trade as today, do you think?
So that's a great question.
Or acquisitions, if you will.
I think that they'd love to be included as a third team to be able to move up in this draft.
Yeah.
If a guy that they again, I said it yesterday, I believe that they're approaching this draft the same way that Brad Holmes does, with a very small list of guys that they absolutely would take with that number 1 pick. And if one of those guys is sitting there, much like we've seen Brad Holmes in the past, he will make a move to get up there. What I would see happening today most likely is the Pistons being involved in a 3-way deal where they utilize that trade exception that they got last year for Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
And you kind of in a situation like that where you're able to use some of the assets that don't alter your team to be able to pick up a scrap player that can be a 6, 7, 8 man for you.
What's going on in the shadow over there, Sweet Potato Cam, man? I feel like they've been listening to me and Anson talk for a minute on
They're
this
sticking
show.
with us, man.
I know they're sticking with us, but what's the conversation? What's the word? Any super chats? Or just any comments that you want to read?
I saw earlier, probably not in Isaiah Evans. We've got Sasser. We've got Chaz Lanier lined up. So probably not another ball handler / shooting guard.
Okay.
Let's see what else we've got here. I did see that a number of times throughout the past couple of minutes.
Lots of stuff about some players that are nowhere near going to be available for the Pistons.
Cohen Carr, you just keep hearing, Cameron Carr. You hear him all the time.
Yaks talk in there?
Yaks, they would have to move up to at least, 15?
Yeah. Well, they're saying Jackson will probably drop 15 to 18.
17, 18, I don't see him getting much further than that.
Okay.
Yeah. To me, he's a natural fit for OKC.
Yeah, I agree.
A guy that doesn't need to come in and light the world on fire, considering what he did in college. A lot of guys, if he ends up with a certain team, they're going to be looking to him for immediate. Yeah, he's got to be right away. He gets to assimilate into that team at a normal pace, and he does everything that they want. He defends. He's long and athletic, and he can hit the three. I don't see him getting past 17 to OKC.
I want to have a conversation a little bit about the top 5 because I feel like so much is being made about the Pistons and who they're going to draft or not draft, or move up or move on for the pick, rightfully so. But what is the top 5? And we talked about the generational. We talked about AJ DeBonza. We mentioned Darius Acuff. Why are the top 4 players in this draft so important? And you talk about this is similar to 2003. Let's bring that conversation back. Why is this class so similar to 2003? Because when you look at that class, you're talking about LeBron James, who probably was the most coveted player in NBA history, maybe him and Lou Alcindor, if you will. And then you look at Dwayne Wade. You saw that he was a 22-year-old grown man coming out of Marquette, already had a kid, lit up the Final Four tournament out of Marquette and what he did. Chris Bosh out of Texas. And then Melo, I've already given his resume. That was an elite,
yes, it was.
Elite top 4. Talk about these top 4 a little bit, starting with AJ DeBonza out of.
I'll make it a top 5 because Chris Kaman was a fantastic big man that came out of that draft at number 5 as well.
Central Michigan, shout out to
and a guy that would have been better than Darko here. Let's be honest, but Darko went 2 because he could shoot the 3 as a big man.
I never saw it.
And when you look at this draft, you look at guys that are 6'9", 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", 6'9", 6'10", 7'4", and the names I'm talking about: DeBonsta, Boozer, Wilson, Steinbach, Morez, Amon-Ra. These guys can all shoot. In years past, your 6'9" guy, those guys, they were players and they might be able to step out to 18, 20. The couple of them that could hit the 3, those guys were the top 5 guys. There's 20 players here that are 6'9" or bigger, that can step out, that can score at multiple levels. But then you look at the smaller guys. There aren't undersized guys in here. I mean, everyone is 6'3" to 6'5", 6'6" when you're talking about the 1s, 2s, and 3s in this draft. And I'm looking at bag after bag after bag, pause after pause after pause. But these guys literally have so many different skills in so many different ways that we didn't see in players for so long. I'm telling you, this is the culmination of the Durant era, of the long, lanky center scorer that's influenced all of these young men in basketball to tailor their games to this new era. And we are seeing it in full effect manifest with a whole first round of studs, guys that are going to contribute early. And I mean, you're going to see Hall of Famers, multiple Hall of Famers out of this year.
When we talk about that class of 2003, Justin, we talk about LeBron, the phenom. You talk about Darko Milicic, the Foreign Project. You talk about Chris Bosh, the pillar of consistency out of Georgia Tech, and Melo, the national champ. Compare that to this class. Who has the potential to be Darko Milicic in this class? Who's the D-Wade in this class? Because we obviously know AJ DeBonsta is supposed to be the LeBron in this class. So who's the Darko? Who has that potential for, I wish we wouldn't have drafted him 10 years from now? And who has that D-Wade where you're like, I didn't know this guy was going to be this damn good?
I think that the D-Wade of this draft is Darius Acuff.
Yes, sir.
I think
100%.
that the fact that he's getting picked at 7 in a lot of mock drafts is it's utterly insane to me. I mean, if you watch the tape in college, this guy's 3-level scorer. He's leading his team. He looks like a leader as a freshman. He got the NFL body, broad shoulders. He can shoot the 3 from anywhere. He's a good facilitator, great handle. He's not an awful defender, which when you get to the NBA, as long as you're not a bad defender, it's a plus in my opinion. And I think that he literally has superstar potential, and he's gonna get picked and pick 5 or later, which is just crazy to me. And
is the size? Pause. And the reason I asked about the size because you just mentioned all the 6'9", 6'10s. Mar is 7'3", if you will. Is it his size? Because he is probably the shortest player in the top 15.
Yeah, I mean 6'3" is not ideal as a point guard. Obviously, they want you more 6'4" to 6'6", but he has the skill set where I don't think that he's gonna be at a huge disadvantage as an undersized guard. He can get up. He's got jumps, and I think he can get to the rack as good as anyone. In terms of the bust potential, I don't know if any of these guys have true Darko Milicic bust potential. That are being picked this high because they have such high-level tape on them.
Yeah.
However, I have concerns with Mikal Brown with his up-and-down season, his injury history. Like, that's a guy who may just not have the longevity in the NBA that he needs to live up to where he's going to get picked up. He's going to be picked at pick 7 or 8 right now, 7 or 8 right now, right around Darius Acuff. I don't even think those guys are close. I don't even think that you can put them on the same wavelength because Darius Acuff to me is just so much of a better prospect.
Very fair. I don't think that there's a Darko Milicic to the completeness of what he was. Like, he never was. And when he came to NBA, he never had an opportunity. He went down to Orlando.
He was on the junior team in Serbia.
100%. So never had an opportunity. With that being said, I'm telling you, man, like, there's something about Cam Boozer that I don't buy. Like, I buy the professionalism. I buy that he's Carlos's son. I buy that he understands the fundamentals. But, like, he's not that athletic to me, man. And in this day and age, you got to be athletic or shoot the hell out of the ball.
If he's drafted number 1, he won't return the number 1 value of what this draft is and perceived to be. He's still going to be absolutely fine in the NBA.
Okay.
There's a name that I like, but you got to say it. It's Aday Mara, all right? This is guy, he made Dusty May, and if Dusty May drafts him to Dallas as his first pick as an NBA coach, he will make or break Dusty May. Another name is the Haynes Steinbach from Washington. This is a guy that dominated with his 6'11" size at college, but we've seen that ad nauseum where these big white boys that are physically imposing at the college level with limited athleticism get exposed at the NBA level. He does have some, triple-double aspects to his game. He can pass well out of the post. He can rebound well. His perimeter shooting is suspect. Both of those guys are kind of going to go – they're both going to be lottery picks. And I wouldn't be surprised if one of them does end up being a bust. But both of them should have decent careers. But Aday Mara, where he's going to be drafted – talking about this is going to be our Wemby answer.
You got to stop with that.
He could really mess the franchise up if he's being drafted to be that.
They got to stop with that Wemby stopper stuff. Like,
there ain't nobody.
It almost feels very similar to when they used to say the Kobe stopper. Like, oh, this is the Kobe stopper. Is it Ruben Patterson? Oh, this is the Kobe stopper. Is it Rajah Bell? This is the Kobe stopper. Is it? Stop it. So stop with that. Let's do this. Let's get a quick commercial break in.
Let's do it.
We'll come back, and when we come back, we will close up the show. Appreciate you guys for rocking with us, man. It's been a hell of a Tuesday. And excited. I think if you're not more excited about this NBA draft for the Detroit Pistons before we start the show, there's something wrong with you, man. But let's get a message in and close the show with Art. I already talked about Art and Jakes?
I believe so. How about Pure?
Hey, guys. We're very stoked about our partnership with our friends over at Pure Psych. They're all throughout Michigan and Northern Ohio. This is a for you situation. This is tailored for your needs. Most of these guys, they put together these cookie cutter programs and they give them to everybody. That's not what Pure Psych does. Whether you're dealing with PTSD, anxiety, relationship issues, whatever it is, if you're ready to start counseling, make the call today. You can reach out and find them at purepsychmi.com.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking. And the off-season smells good. Woodward Sports.
Finally, life-enhancing LASIK surgery at a price you can afford. Michigan's most experienced eye surgeon, Dr. Yaldo, is offering the most advanced LASIK at just $1,699 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Imagine not just being free from contacts and glasses, but actually seeing better without them. This limited 2026 spring offer is thousands less than others charge. Go to YaldoEyeCenter.com for your free evaluation and save.
Planet Fitness now has even more best-in-class strength equipment. Join today for $1 down and save.
We're stepping it up.
We're not slowing down.
Finding new faith, new focus.
Love that new equipment smell.
So, you in?
Join the club today. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Jahmyr Gibbs, breakout season, loading.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Woodward Sports, the most dominant Detroit sports coverage around.
Over 30 years, you've been watching the Yaldo Eye Institute be the absolute leader in eye care and LASIK surgery. It's an 8-minute procedure. It's painless, and you'll be seeing 20/20 the very next day. So invest in your eyes, invest in yourself, and they're going to help you do that. They're offering an amazing summer deal, $16.99 per eye, regardless of your prescription. Doesn't matter how bad you see, they're going to hook you up $16.99. Head on over to the Yaldo Eye Center, YaldoEyeCenter.com. Put that / in with the $16.99 after, and it'll take you right to that deal. Check them out at the Yaldo Eye Center.
Art and Jake's. You know what time it is, Art and Jake's. This Friday, I want to say it's this Friday, June 30th, we will be at Art. No, it's not this Friday. It's next Wednesday.
Oh.
Or whatever it is. June 30th. What day is June 30th?
I have no idea. My days are all in one.
June 30th.
Tuesday.
Boom! There it is. Cam said it right. We will be at Art and Jake's in Sterling Heights on Tuesday, June 30th to see the Detroit Tigers take on. I'm just all over the place right now. You know what it is? It's always when you get to the end of the show and you've been rolling, you've been rocking, and then you're a little fatigued. This is the fatigue talk.
Crazy, man.
June 30th, you know what time it is. Come on out to Art and Jake's. Have a damn good time. Wall-to-wall TVs. 80 to be exact. 22 beers on tap, and then you will have the crew. You will have Woodward Sports. And we'll get a chance to get into some Tigers. Now, I know Justin may not believe in them, and you know what? Maybe I don't either, but they're starting to show you a little something. 4 in a row. Justin said if they get to 8, he'll believe in them. Well, they're halfway there. You see the menu, you see the place. Come on out to Art and Jake's. The crew will be there. Shout out to my boy Spin More Racks in the studio.
Yes,
speaking
sir.
of crew that will be in the building.
We got something going on here.
Man.
Something's
come
going
on
on.
in, man.
We're doing a little video just to get spice things up.
Okay, spice it up, man.
Braylon.
Okay, talk to him.
Who do you want the Pistons to take at 21?
Oh, who do I want him to take? You know what? He's sold me on the guy over here, Ibuka, but give me a fallen Yaxel Lindebord.
Ooh.
Give me a fallen Yaxel Lindebord. I think
Go
a lot
blue.
of teams are starting to see what I saw to him. Sometimes he give you 30, sometimes he give you 5. You know, and I think he could fall, and I think this could be the place where he builds his song. So give me Yaxel Lindebord. I'll be boring. My guy, appreciate you, man.
Hey, with Isaiah Evans and Kareem Lopez both off the board, we're going to Stanford. Give me Ibuka Okori.
Ooh, he's been hyping him up. Oh, not a problem at all, man. Shout out to my boy Spin More Racks.
The legend. And shout out Ryan Lentz here every day, making us look amazing. He's back again.
Shout out Ryan Lentz.
Shout out Ryan.
Glad to have him back in the studio. And now he's coming back with more skill. Now he's coming back with more skill. He's coming back with new tricks as it relates to the camera and videography.
Bring him to Detroit, baby.
There it is. I will tell you like this. That boy is Spin More Racks, man. He's so valuable to this network and always has been.
The anchor.
100%, like all the stuff he's done.
Swiss Army knife.
He's one of maybe 4 people here, maybe 3 that know everything.
Everything.
Like everything literally can help.
Yeah. No.
I remember how many times I ran to the back. Spinny, you gotta come up here. We got an issue. Gotta come fix that.
He's literally the basement of the house.
Yeah,
and
100%.
the foundation, man. We would be screwed without Spenny. But he's also an absolute talent. When I talk about the heavyweights, I say it's the most organic sports talk show in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing is more organic than what the heavyweights have put together.
Yeah, 1,000%. And tune in. You can catch them from 5 to 7 weekdays here on Woodward Sports 2.0. Man, this show is
having fun, man.
Getting to the end, man.
Having fun. This one flew.
It's exciting. So you won't be there tonight, correct?
I will not be.
Who will be there? Tell us who all will be there.
We got young Justin will be there.
100%.
The El Jefe Jeff Walker will be there. Of course, the Bomber will be there. And then our dynamic hoops duo, Mr. Kool-Aid, and the big guy, Chris Platty, will be in the building. Shout out to
around the corner. He lives in walking distance.
He does.
Like Platty is in walking distance.
Not Hartford, Heartland.
Hartford, be with the Welders.
Awesome logo.
Yeah, 100%.
That logo
that
was
was
dope.
with the green and blue. The green
The
really
whale tail.
Yeah.
My second favorite kind of whale tail.
Well, here's an amazing tale that is not a whale tail. Your boy Messi broke the record yesterday or 2 days ago, I want to say, to his 17th goal. Now he has 18. I want to say he's 17 now or 18.
18.
That's what I thought.
Current goal count.
Last
18.
night he scored.
He's looking
yesterday
about
he scored
48
again.
in that photo, though.
Portugal won during our show, actually, and apparently they were saying Ronaldo did something. I didn't get a chance to look at the stats or anything like that, but that's just all I heard. It was on the headline.
I took a quick gander there. Cristiano Ronaldo silenced critics, scored 2 goals, so he's now scored in, 5 straight World Cups now?
Yeah,
Dang.
6. This is
it the 6th?
No, because that would be 20 years. Yeah, maybe it's the 5th straight. I thought it was 6.
It's 5 or 6.
24. How old would he be? He's not 40. No, it's not. You're right. I think it's 5. I mean, this is my thoughts on Ronaldo. He'll score every World Cup, but he doesn't have the performance yet. Now, is it just me? Am I saying too much? It is 6. I knew it is 6. He doesn't have like the performance for. Let me make it make sense. He doesn't have the performance for where his career is. Like, he's considered one of the greats in the last 25 years. I don't know how it would stack up in terms of top 10 all time. He probably wouldn't be on that list, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he doesn't have that moment. Messi now has moments, plural. Mbappe, the new face, has moments. You want to talk about Messi scoring 17 goals? Guess what? Mbappe may catch him this Olympics. Talk about it.
Precisely. You bet, Braylon. And we saw the stars shining yesterday. You know, Messi obviously did his thing against Austria. He broke essentially 2 records there. Yeah. So he was tied 16. Well, he got 2. So he all-time leading scorer in World Cup history. But as Braylon had just mentioned, Mbappe is right behind him, who also had 2 goals against Iraq. He is the man, and he very well could surpass and become the all-time leader when it's all said and done, especially if they go all the way to the finals.
You know what I like about
He's
watching?
27. I think you might.
Yeah.
Might happen.
Well, this one.
He
this
said,
World
he said
Cup,
this
though.
year.
No, that's what I'm saying. But 27, man, that is
he
his.
will.
He'll pass it for sure, but
Yeah.
to his point, is it going to be this particular
one.
year?
Gotcha.
The thing I love about watching Mbappe is you mentioned that you just talked about it with the NBA draft. What did you list? You list the heights. You list the size of these individuals. Like, soccer has always been Messi. Soccer has always been Carlos. Soccer has always been, the short individual with the stronger bases. Mbappe is the future. Mbappe is the wave. Mbappe is 6'4".
The Kevin Durant future of soccer.
Big boot. No, he's got to be taller than 5'10".
No, he's definitely taller than that. Yeah,
That's your Ronaldo analysis.
I could be wrong.
Ronaldo, he's just not the playmaker that these guys are. He doesn't have the dribble skills. He's more of a striker / set piece specialist.
Especially when his team won't pass to him.
Well, there's always drama going on between them, man. I mean,
is it beef? Like, they don't like him because he doesn't spend a lot of time in Portugal? Like, he doesn't play.
He's not a team player.
He doesn't play for the club team. He's not a team player. Doesn't spend any time in Portugal for the most part.
No, I mean he's hot stuff based on his annual earnings, and he just think he's hot shit.
Oh shit, I could be wrong about that. So with that being said, would he be an NFL wide receiver? For what they say about us, what they say about us, B-Lad, I'm taking shots.
Little diva-like.
I'm just saying, that's what I'm hearing.
That could very well be the case, B.
I don't think we're divas.
But I can't advocate. I don't know the man. I only see I only see the optics and what I read.
Yeah, I will say he works hard. That's what
he
I know
definitely
for sure.
He definitely works hard. I mean,
he definitely puts that work in. But sweet potato can, we didn't need to get you in on the Pistons conversation. 3 minutes left in the show. What are your thoughts, man? Where do you think the Pistons are going to go? Where would you like to see the Pistons go?
Corn and blue
tonight,
you
man.
already know.
I
He wants one of those 3.
That's cool, but just
which one is
just
it?
The pick, but just what do you want to see your Pistons do tonight?
Man, I just want to make him a sound decision here to where we become actual contenders, whether it's a draft pick or a trade or, if we're bringing in a marquee name like a Jaylen Brown, let's become legit finals contenders. Knock Anson's peasants off the pedestal and get back to flipping work.
They're Maz's peasants, by the way, not mine.
Well, they're
Maz's
peasants.
They're Maz's Knicks.
I can't even talk to him still.
Thank you, B.
I cannot even talk to that man still. Y'all in the chat, give me another week.
Give you another week?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, we started the show off by saying that, somebody tried to steal my AirPods out of my locker at the gym. I just want to pass a message. Like, don't steal. Like, don't steal. There's no reason to steal. If you see something that looks appetizing, if you see something that looks interesting, if you see something that looks appeasing, do the work to go get it yourself.
That's right.
Be nice.
And Mr. Dirty Shoes is lucky that you weren't a Karen about it, because you could have taken him to task.
So I will say this though. In the morning, man, that's when I really start dialing into my faith for the day. I will say this.
Yeah,
when I
grabbed
those AirPods, I legitimately want to look in the pants and see if there was a wallet, see if there was any information.
Walking around with the ID.
100%. Hey, look, I was going to put it at the Y. I was going to be a Karen. I was going to be a Blairin. I was going to put a Blairin or a Brayin, however you say it. I was going to put the card down, put the picture down, and say, hey, this guy right here or whatever, they don't need to be at this gym anymore. They are stealing. I say this, go get your own stuff. It's not that hard. Go get your own shit.
Go get some money, baby.
Pretty much. Go get your own stuff. 100%. Anson?
No argument here, bud.
Great show out of you, man. You
Let's go, fellas.
Oh, man, I missed my stand goal.
It's draft day, baby.
That my ass up. Now I missed my goal. Pistons is draft day.
Tigers won yesterday.
Tigers won again.
Tigers won again.
Tigers won again.
That's right.
Tiger won again. You know what?
Tomorrow's going to be fun to talk about who we got.
It will.
Somebody knew.
B-Lad, close us out, brother.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you guys for tapping it. Make sure you guys share this stream, like the stream,
Hey,
put your boys onto it, send it to your group chat.
That's
I know
right.
I did, and they are all tapped in now. My boy J-Boy is training me up behind here. He actually had to go run. I don't know where he went, but all of a sudden I'm right here.
Squeeze some juice.
So for my hosts, Anson and Braylon, and my right-hand man as we speak at the very moment, my boy Cam. This is the Braylon Edwards Show with the crew. See you later.
Boom. Thank you, Satawa.
You smell that? That's Brad Holmes cooking.